For those of you who are also in Tiny's chat, it looks like we've received some disturbing news. Oxy was banned. All right. How we's all doing? Getting into the new year. Working our way into the new year, fam. Oh. What we doing? Wagwan. Wagwan, people. Who they are? Damn. Yeah, Oxy is gone. Who's there? Speak up! I don't know you there unless you speak up. Let's see what's going on in the news right now. Not too much, I imagine, because we're all getting ready for a new year. Mm-hmm. Well, what's going on? Oh, yeah. Trump froze federal child care to Minnesota. That's right. I forgot about that. That's some shit, dog. That is some shit, man. What a shitty thing to do. And they're all gonna, of course, when people like get upset, they're gonna be like, "Oh, be mad at the Somalian immigrants." Because that's what we do. We gotta have a scapegoat. You gotta have a scapegoat. Casper. Casper, come by. Come by. Come and say hello. Oh, yeah. The Jack Smith stuff. This is interesting. Let's see. We'll see what's going on here. what's going on.
That we would like to make. Mr. Smith is committed to providing information to this committee about the work of the special counsel's office, while following all laws and rules restricting a former prosecutor's ability to disclose certain information. To that end, we appreciate the committee's assistance in working with the Department of Justice to provide Mr. Smith with authorization and clarification on the parameters around Mr. Smith's testimony today. Of course, some restrictions remain on Mr. Smith's testimony, two of which I would like to highlight before we begin. First, as the committee is aware, in its letter of December 11th, 2025, the Justice Department admonished Mr. Smith that he is not authorized to divulge information that is prohibited by law or courts, including that which is subject to Federal Rule of Criminal Procedure 6E. It is our understanding from communications with the committee and the Justice Department that DOJ is interpreting a matter under Rule 6E to be limited to the inner workings of the grand jury. On a call with committee staff and with the Department of Justice on December 11th to discuss the scope and application of grand jury secrecy requirements, Assistant Attorney General Patrick Davis agreed with Mr. Castor's statement that based on DOJ's authorization letter and its interpretation of Rule 6E, it would be virtually impossible for DOJ to prosecute Mr. Smith for violating grand jury secrecy restrictions. Second, according to the Justice Department, discussion of Volume 2 of the Special Counsel's reports and any information or conclusions in Volume 2 or in drafts thereof is specifically prohibited by Judge Cannon's January 21st, 2025 order. This morning, just over an hour ago, the Department of Justice sent us an email affirming its view that Judge Cannon's order applies to Mr. Smith and that it precludes him from disclosing any non-public information that may be contained in Volume 2, including, but not limited to, interview transcripts, search warrant materials, business records, toll records, video footage, records obtained by grand jury subpoenas, attorney-client communications, and potential Rule 404B evidence. This restriction significantly limits Mr. Smith's ability to discuss.
I was going to watch this, but I guess if Tiny's watching it,
answering questions consistent with the department's guidance.
Might as well watch it while he does.
Email from the Department of Justice that was sent earlier this morning be made part of the record.
That'll be Exhibit 5.
Thank you. I also want to clarify that the email from the Department of Justice says that Mr. Smith can disclose information in answering questions where that information is in the public record and has been made publicly available through authorized means. And I want to specifically cite that language because yesterday the Department of Justice disclosed to Senator Grassley some emails related to the execution of the search warrant at Mar-a-Lago. I anticipate that those emails may be used during today's deposition and that Mr. Smith may be asked questions about that search warrant and the probable cause supporting the search warrant that was signed by a judge in the Southern District of Florida. And I just want to confirm our understanding that because those emails were released by the Department of Justice to Chairman Grassley, everyone here has a mutual understanding that those emails were made publicly available through authorized means.
And we would concur with that. In our discussion with the Justice Department, and it was in the context of the member toll records subpoenas, they indicated that documents that are in the public realm are fair game for discussion and don't apply to the 6E prohibition of the disclosure of 6E material. And we would further acknowledge that if Senator Grassley posted these materials on his official website, that is an authorized release. I mean, these are materials that were produced to the House and the Senate, and if Senator Grassley posted them publicly,
What's up?
They are certainly part of the public record.
Thank you, Mr. Castor. We are in agreement.
Got him.
Mr. Castor, I just note one thing for the record that counsel for the minority have not been involved in any of the discussions that Mr. Cosby just discussed between the Judiciary Committee and the Department of Justice. I just want to make that clear for the record.
All right, noted.
Thank you. My understanding is that if, for whatever reason, the questions today move into
What's
an area
up?
that we believe Mr. Smith cannot answer because of some
Are you in
restrictions,
here?
We have reached an agreement with the committee staff that we will raise our concern in the moment to see if we can navigate around the restrictions. And
Which
if we are
chat?
unable, we will move on to
My
another topic and then
Discord?
revisit that issue during a break or at the end of the day. Yes.
Just to augment what my partner said, we had proposed to the Department of Justice that it have a lawyer here present today, so that if any issue came up, we could immediately resolve it, because Mr. Smith is committed to answering every question he can lawfully. The Department of Justice chose
Refute.
not to have a lawyer here today.
Dumb fucks. Good. Fuck them.
Thank you. Finally, I feel compelled to make an observation about the
Hey.
risks of participating in this deposition. The most powerful person in the world has said that Mr. Smith
Thanks,
should be
man.
in jail because of his work as special counsel. Not because
Hey, give me a follow
Jack did
while you're
anything
here,
wrong,
buddy.
but because he had the audacity to follow the facts and the law
Come by.
and apply them
We
to
do
that
fun
powerful
stuff here.
person. And through its
We have
actions,
good
this
debates.
Justice Department has demonstrated its eagerness to follow President Trump's orders despite the facts and the law. Yesterday, the president's chief of staff is reported to have confirmed in interviews
Sending
that
an
the
email
president is
right
indeed
now.
pursuing criminal prosecutions against his perceived adversaries as part of.
I'm watching Jordan watch Destiny, watch Jack Smith.
In
Problem?
the face of those threats, Mr.
Hell
Smith
no,
appears today
no problem.
undaunted.
I was gonna watch it
Congress
myself, and then I saw Tiny
not
was
only did he
watching
do
it.
wrong,
I was like,
he
fuck.
conducted his work as special counsel with integrity.
I'll watch it
impartiality,
along with Tiny.
and an
Why not?
uncompromising commitment to the rule of
New
law.
Year's content.
If the committee will allow, Mr. Smith has.
Right, for sure. Without the
I would
HGTVS. Yeah.
just note from Exhibit 4, the December 11th Justice Department letter,
All right, let's
they
see.
specifically say, the last paragraph on page 2, as to your question about the department's recent disclosure to Congress of certain internal communications considering whether to authorize toll record subpoenas, which Congress publicly released on November 25th, 2025, you are correct that the department does not believe that the specific materials it produced to Congress are covered by 6E for the reasons described above.
Thank you, Mr. Castro. That's helpful. We are in agreement on that. My concern is that that doesn't address Judge Cannon's order, which the department has said Mr. Smith is still bound by because the poll record subpoenas were not part of the classified documents case. And so Judge Cannon's order is a separate legal restriction that exists independent of Rule 60.
Okay, and I would just note on our call with the Justice Department, their position was, of course you can talk about it if it's in the public realm. That admonition from the department was not limited to, toll record question or something in, Judge Cannon.
Thank you.
Mr. Smith, you have some remarks as well?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to discuss my work as special
We'll
counsel.
see you
I
back.
was taught as a young prosecutor to
Rank
follow the facts and the law,
soon.
and to
We
do so
all
without fear
miss you.
or favor. To do the right thing, the right way, for the right reasons. For nearly 3 decades, I've been a career prosecutor.
And
I've served during both Republican and Democratic administrations, and I've been guided by those principles in every role I've held. I continue to honor those principles when I was appointed to serve as special counsel in November of 2022. The decision to bring charges against President Trump was mine,
cool.
but the basis for those charges rests entirely with
I
President
sent her an
Trump's
email.
as alleged in the indictments returned by
It
grand
did
juries
not
in 2
bounce
different
back.
states. Our investigation developed proof beyond a reasonable doubt that President Trump engaged in a criminal scheme
So hopefully
to
we,
overturn the results of the 2020 election and to prevent
Hopefully we hear back from her. That would be real
Our
cool.
investigation also developed powerful evidence that showed that President Trump willfully
Yeah.
retained highly classified documents after he left office.
Because we love
in January
having
of 2021,
email delivered,
storing
right?
them at a social
Old
club,
school.
including in a ballroom and a bathroom. He then
Old
repeatedly
school as
tried
fuck.
to obstruct justice to conceal his continued retention of those documents. I remain grateful for the counsel, judgment, and advice of my team as I executed my responsibilities.
Trump stocks
I am both
dropping.
saddened and angered that President Trump
Yeah,
sought
this
revenge
is-
against career prosecutors,
this is a big
FBI
fucking deal,
agents, and
man.
support staff.
From what I
Simply for
heard,
doing
it
their
seems
job
like
and for having
Smith
worked on those
is.
cases.
Oh, I mean,
These dedicated public servants are the
it's a
best
big deal to
and they have been
us.
wrongly vilified and
Trumpsters,
improperly dismissed from their jobs.
MAGA, like Trumples and MAGA
I made
people,
my
they're not going
decisions
to give
in the
a fuck.
investigation without regard to President Trump's political
But,
association, activities, beliefs, or
Maybe in the
candidacy in
future,
2024 presidential election.
something will
We took
happen.
our actions based on the facts and the law, the very lessons I learned early in my career as a prosecutor. We followed Justice Department policies and observed legal requirements. The timing and speed of our work reflects the strength of the evidence and our competence.
How you
to
been
deliver secure
cryptic?
Convictions at trial. If asked whether to prosecute a former president based on the same facts today, I would do so regardless of whether that president was a Republican or a Democrat. Recent narratives about my team's work are false and misleading, including stories about our collection of toll records. Toll records were sought for historical telephone routing information, collected after calls had taken place, identifying
where's
incoming
Cosmic
and outgoing
been?
calls,
Cosmic has
time of
been
calls and their duration.
out of the
Toll
game.
records do not include the content of calls. Those records were lawfully subpoenaed.
Oh,
and
that's
the president
Tiny's
completed a
game.
comprehensive
I thought that was
investigation.
my game.
January 6th was an
I was
attack
like,
on
what the
structure of our
fuck?
democracy in which over 140 heroic law enforcement officers were assaulted. Over 160 individuals later pled guilty to assaulting police that day. Exploiting that violence, President Trump and his associates tried to call members of Congress in furtherance of their criminal scheme, urging them to further delay certification of the 2020 election.
Yep.
I did not choose those members. President Trump did.
No, this is fucking new. We all knew
My testimony
this.
Today serves to correct
He's just gonna
mischaracterizations about
say
my work,
shit that we
and to
all
that end,
fucking
I
knew
will-
already.
We can get
That's the thing that sucks. Is it's like he's just gonna come out, say stuff we already knew.
Statements about, your beliefs
A
about
bunch of
yourself.
MAGA people are gonna completely ignore it because they didn't even fucking know about this whole thing anyway, and they don't want to know.
And doesn't the Justice Manual prohibit prosecutors? from
Nothing's gonna fucking
asserting that
change.
The defendant is guilty of something before the
Sucks.
jury makes the determination?
When a case is pending, yes.
Okay, and so you think you're free from that, from the Justice Manual rules, once a case is dismissed?
No, I think that it's important to state clearly the amount of evidence we had and the basis for why we proceeded. Why we proceeded as we did is because we had a strong case, as I set forth in the
Damn
final report.
right.
But your final report makes what seems to be conclusive determinations of President Trump's guilt, as opposed to laying out simply the facts and the evidence that you have. I mean, you draw those conclusions that, in your view, he's guilty. Is that not the case?
Well, to
He
be
is
clear,
guilty.
the cases were never
Guilty
tried.
as
We were never
fuck.
put through our burden before a jury, so we didn't conclusively prove it. The reason the report was written the way it was written,
I gotta
and the
save
reason I said
scum
what I
a
just
little
said,
bit.
is because it was our belief that if we went to trial, we would prevail.
But your report differs, if you look at Special Counsel Herr's report and Special Counsel Mueller's report, the language that you use and the way you describe the things that you believe President Trump committed, is different. Herr was careful to use words like jurors could find or might, at most, would likely conclude, whereas the language you use is pretty definitive.
The Herr report states his assessment of the evidence. Mine does as well, and as I said, I feel and feel to this day that we had a very strong case, and so I communicated that.
Mm-hmm.
But you would agree that it's the role of the jury, not the special counsel, to weigh the facts and determine guilt.
And you would have
Ultimately,
had
yes.
he not become fucking president again.
And then one other thing about you relating to your statement, and we'll get into this a little later on, but the toll record subpoenas for members of Congress, we have some very serious concerns about acquiring these toll records, related
Very
to
serious
senators and members of the
concerns.
House. I mean, members of the House and the Senate have protections under the Constitution that allows them speech or debate protections. And the toll record subpoenas, in our view, and if we had to litigate it, the House lawyers would take the position that those toll record subpoenas violated the speech or debate protections. And is that something you disagree with?
Yes.
Okay, we'll get into that a little bit later. We first read to you on October 14th, inviting you to testify. And then we worked with the Justice Department and your counsel to make sure you had access to everything you needed to prepare for today. Did that occur? Did you have enough access to the information you needed to prepare?
Yes.
Okay, so we asked the Justice Department to make all your files available, to allow you to go to the Justice Department whenever you wanted to, with your lawyers, whoever you wanted to. And I just wanted to confirm that you had the opportunity to review whatever you needed in your files before today.
Yes, we reviewed the files.
Okay.
That's correct.
There might be an issue with classified materials. We don't intend to ask you anything about anything classified. Obviously, if your security clearance is no longer
You're
valid,
digging too deep
there's an
right
issue on
now,
that front.
Cryptic.
But everything except classified
You're digging
information
too
was
fucking
supposed to be made
deep,
available
okay?
to you, and I just want to confirm that that was the case.
I'm
You're
not sure
asking
everything
questions
was, for
that you
example,
shouldn't be
emails of
asking.
people on my staff. I'm not trying to access to that, but we did spend, consistent with what you said, time at the Department of Justice, and we had
Okay.
the opportunity to review
Okay.
files.
Man.
And that access was made available early, like November 10th, if I'm not mistaken. And
I have
think
a
you guys started
story
reviewing it.
about Jim Jordan, actually,
Okay.
which is pretty interesting. Not very surprising. Where
You have
back when we were living in
I
Argentina,
believe, and also in public
there was a congressional trip down to the embassy there.
Jackson speech.
And Jim Jordan was one of the congressmen who was there. And essentially, my dad had to be like his minder to make sure he didn't go off like buying prostitutes and getting fucked up and like kidnapped in Argentina and shit because he was just out of control back then.
Things that Robert Jackson said, and just get your reaction to see if you
And that's really it. Jim Jordan was a fucking nutso who nobody could control, and my dad had to like keep babysit him basically. That's the story. What's yours?
you agree with that?
I agree.
Wait.
Do I not have? Can you not drag people in Discord anymore? Did they get rid of this feature? Can you no longer drag people? All right, hello. You're here. You're up. Herbo, you're back again.
Do you hear me? Hello?
Yep.
Do you
what's
hear
up?
my mic?
Yep.
Okay, so the Somali issue, I disagreed with you on because it really did seem fishy and like a waste of tax dollars. And I think it makes liberals look pretty bad when we get stuck arguing things that are like...
You gotta mute my stream in the background.
Dude, like, it's fine to like crack down on the fraud. Obviously,
Yep, I can,
we
but my
support
stream is
that.
muted in the background.
Cutting off shit to kids for kids in Minnesota is a complete overreaction. Is gonna harm a lot of people.
I just lifted.
That's
I was trying
fucking
to see
dumb.
you were on, but, yeah,
Jim
so I was
Jordan
saying,
covered up child abuse. Remember that whole thing? Judiciary Committee chair. Yeah, right. Yeah, I do remember that actually, like vaguely. Like, yeah, there was like athletic. There was child abuse in like an athletic thing, and he fucking covered it up. I do remember that,
You're
motherfucker.
not a liberal. Okay, just get to the factual disagreement instead of all the hand wringing and the virtue
Okay,
signaling.
fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was a mailman, and the weird thing is, like, on
Oh,
a route,
boy.
you never see businesses that are competing in one spot. And in this, especially the home health.
He
care
was a
ones,
mailman.
I think
Okay,
that was
firstly,
the
you know
weird
that's not true, right?
No, it was in the
You
video.
don't think
the
you have
options
street?
were all one.
I will bet you $10,000 that if you give me your city that you live in, that I can find a street that has a bunch of different car dealerships on it, that I can find streets that have a bunch of different restaurants on it, that I can find an intersection that maybe even catty corner have different coffee shops on it. You're telling me you don't think I could do that in your city? Assuming
Well,
it's
the
more than a...
economics of that wouldn't make sense because car dealerships are more of a in-demand commodity.
You always forget about that little Jim Jordan, GYM.
More of a scarcity to the city. And I guess it's weird because, like, in that particular big city,
Well, hold on, wait. So, okay, so now you're changing your statement, which is fine. But the first statement you made was not correct, right? You oftentimes do find things competing against each other that are relatively close to each other. It's called zoning, right?
Yeah.
right.
Okay, all right. Okay.
So the competition on this, though, would be parents. And the thing is that, like, it would be more of a shortage in that, like, area. They would have a better idea just kind of combining and working together, but they're all separate. And so it was like very strange, and I thought that, yes,
Okay, there's just so many weird things about it. First of all, if all of these places were literally right next to each other, so much so that you're like, this is so weird, why did he have to drive from place to place?
Because basically he did that not for the home healthcare ones, but for the daycare centers. So I was agreeing, like, as things came out, he kind of looked more retarded on that when he couldn't answer whether he was there at the right time.
Okay, so for
I
the
dropped his stuff on the daycares.
Sure,
'cause
okay.
I could
Oxy replied,
For the home healthcare centers, they're not competing to provide healthcare at those offices, right? These are just offices for businesses that do in-home services, right?
Yeah, like true, but so they still, like, to get money from the government, they still have to get clients, and the clients would be very easy to, like, switch to other providers.
Really?
You know what I mean? It just
When was the last time
Yeah.
why would you have to go to an office here to get in-home healthcare services?
that's another point too. Exactly. It's kind of redundant.
No,
You
it's
could
not
do it from
redundant.
home.
Usually you need to have like an office. Usually you need to have, in most of the states that I've seen, if you're doing business in a state, you have to have at the very least a registered agent, if not some established office in the state that you can receive service and mail at.
So, okay, here's the thing. I worked in Section 8, and I used to be an assistant manager. So that's why I seem a little bitter about this kind of stuff. But, like, here's the thing. The people that manage a lot of, like vouchers and Medicare programs, they often recommend it through word of mouth. So that's my point, though. It's like...
If it's recommended
a
through word of
physical
mouth, it
office.
wouldn't matter where it's located
expensive.
anywhere then, right? Because you're just getting it through word of mouth.
Right. And so that's the thing is, like, a lot of business owners sometimes, like, live in their own
Hey.
offices if they...
cool. So here's what Oxy said. Thanks for contacting me, Jordan. Sometimes I don't understand what sets some of these kids off. I just made a sarcastic comment about that lame 6'7" meme. Fucking fair enough. I got sick and tired of the band shit and contacted Kick to just completely block me from the server. I've been watching Destiny on YouTube and sometimes participate on his chat at his GG site. I will see if I can get back on, but no promises. Happy New Year, by the way. So I said, well, you're always welcome back on my channel and in my Discord. I hope to see you back there. I always appreciated having you around and your input. So, yeah, that's what's going on. Sad, man. Very sad. So sad. Absolutely disgusting. So I hope she comes back. Man, losing her to DGG really sucks.
Is one of the most beneficent forces in our society. When he acts from malice or other base motives, he is one of the worst. You agree with that?
I do.
On page 4 of his remarks, in the penultimate paragraph, Attorney General Jackson states, what every prosecutor is practically required to do is to select the cases for prosecution and to select those in which the offense is the most flagrant, the public harm the greatest, and the proof the most certain. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
If a prosecutor is obliged to choose his cases, it follows that he can choose his defendants. Therein is the most dangerous power of the prosecutor, that he will pick people he thinks he should get, rather than pick cases that need to be prosecuted. With the law books filled with a great assortment of crimes, a prosecutor stands a fair chance of finding at least a technical violation of some act on the part of almost anyone. In such a case, it's not a question of discovering the commission of a crime and then looking for the man who committed it. It is a question of picking the man and then searching the law books or putting investigators to work to pin some offenses on him. Do you agree with that?
I do, I think, yes.
Okay. It is here that law enforcement becomes personal. And
Yeah.
the war crime becomes that of being unpopular with the predominant or governing group. Being
Yeah. It's sad, for sure. But, you know, hopefully she comes back around. I told her she's always welcome here. And I let her know that Casper unbanned her, so hopefully we see her around again. It's just shitty that some stupid meme like that, but nobody fucking cares about that meme. Like, it's so dumb anyway. And everybody like who's older than a Gen Alpha, it was the Automod. What was it? What did the Automod? Do you know what it was that she said that the Automod like freaked out about? I hate the fucking Automod, dude. I tried to turn it off as much as possible, and it still does shit. Got perma banned. Somebody started typing 17? What the fuck? Bro, what is going on with Kick, man? Like, they gotta shoot their shot the right way. They're in the right spot to, like, take over for fucking Twitch, and they're just, like, stumbling and fumbling. They're fumbling it at the goal line. Absolute dog shit.
And your debate.
Not Kicks. It's not Crynex put in place because of Rose's alleged age. Oh my god. I love Crynex, but he does too much sometimes. Casper, are you here? Who's my favorite mod? Nope. I don't think Casper's here. Well, Jesus, dude. How quick was that shit, by the way? The Rose thing happened so quickly. I was like, oh my god, he's a pedo. And then everybody forgot about it like a week later when no one was able to back that
both
up.
indictments, potential indictments, or just the Florida indictment or just the DC indictment?
If it was, I don't have a specific recollection of dates, and so you can check me on public record, but I believe by late June, the classified documents case had already been indicted.
Okay.
So, again, this is my recollection, but that would have been, a discussion in late June would have likely been about just the elections case,
Okay.
if it was about an indictment.
Okay, and the Attorney General in the June meeting, it's been reported that he expressed some reservations about the DC case. Is that correct?
I had several meetings with the Attorney General about both cases, and in those meetings, we regularly discussed legal issues, factual issues, things of that nature. Never in those meetings did he
Can't get back
tell
there
me
yet.
I couldn't or shouldn't go forward or should go forward. It was more talking through with another experienced lawyer the legal issues.
Let me
cases,
in.
as well as if I was going to go forward, how to best frame those.
Okay. Coming out of the June meeting, it's been reported that he asked you to spend some time with the Solicitor General to review the DC case. Is that correct?
Again, I don't recall specific conversations. What I can share with you is we consulted with the Solicitor General regularly during my time as special counsel. That was a choice I made. We wanted to make sure not only that we got the facts right, but that we got the law right as well. And so,
As you fucking should.
I would be surprised if the first time I consulted with the Solicitor General would have been in late June. That would surprise me.
Okay, but you did have a one-on-one meeting with the Solicitor General in person?
I've met the Solicitor General in person. My recollection is most often it would be members of my senior staff speaking with her staff about these legal issues. I did have conversations with her as well, but the majority of that was her staff and my staff speaking about
Okay.
this.
And as it's been reported, the Attorney General at the time was concerned that the proposed indictment or the proposed prosecution plan, may have relied too heavily on statements that the president had made and infringed on his free speech if you're going to prosecute for it. Is that fair?
Cringe.
As I sit here
So
right now, I can't
cringe.
remember
Questioning him right now?
conversations. I do remember that we knew that a sort of First Amendment defense would be part of the case, and I think when I mentioned to you earlier about how to frame the case, we wanted to make clear that this was not about trying to interfere with anyone's First Amendment rights, that this was a fraud.
Yeah, like delaying the fucking government process of certifying a vote is not about your fucking free speech, you absolute pussy.
We prevailed.
God, he's such a pussy.
The election was rife with fraud. Those certainly are statements that are protected by the First Amendment, correct?
Absolutely not. If they are made to target a lawful government function and they're made
Yup.
with known falsity. No, they're not.
Fucking exactly.
Protected by the First Amendment.
I mean, there's a long list of disputed elections. I mean, the election of 1800, 1960, year 2000, where candidates believe they were wronged by because they lost. And there's a long history of candidates speaking out about they believe there's been fraud, there's been other problems with the integrity of the election process. And I think you would agree that those types of statements are sort of at the core of the First Amendment rights of a presidential candidate, right?
Yeah, that's not the same as delaying a government process, you fucking twat.
As we said in the indictment, he was free to say
He literally did everything he could that was legal, and he still lost, and it was absolutely upheld. Then going on to delay the process by inciting a riot, whether you believe he did that or not, and then trying to submit fake electors? Nah, bro. That's not fucking free speech anymore.
Whether it be Rudy Giuliani, whether it be John Eastman, whether it be Jeffrey Clark, whether it be Sidney Powell, and for the most part,
Due diligence is getting private citizens to come in and tell you shit that you want to hear. What a ridiculous statement.
he is just receiving this information and. His statements are almost just regurgitating what these people have told him. I mean,
But once they're followed up on,
no, and in fact,
he's informed they're
one of the
incorrect.
strengths of our case and why
Then he
we're
fires them and hires somebody
He was
else.
told those
our
statements
witnesses
were
were
wrong.
not going to be political enemies of the president. They were going to be political allies. We had numerous witnesses who would say, I voted for President Trump. I campaigned for President Trump. I wanted him to win. The Speaker of the House in Arizona, the Speaker of the House in Michigan. We had an elector in Pennsylvania who is a former congressman who was going to be an elector for President Trump, who said that what they were trying to do was an attempt to overthrow the government and illegal. Our case was built on, frankly, Republicans who put their allegiance to the country before the party. And so the president got information from people he trusted on other issues. He rejected it whenever it didn't fit
His narrative.
him staying in office. And
Yeah.
there was a pattern in our case.
Goes as Jack Smith for president. There's no fucking shot he wants to be president.
He would be president. He would reject it. And any theory, no matter how far-fetched, no matter how not based in law, that would indicate that he could, he latched onto that. And we were confident that we had very strong proof of that pattern.
That's everything
He
you
also,
do.
I would just add, very consciously,
there's
he
a
did not
hat.
try to reach out to the sort of people who have the most expertise on these issues. He reached out to people who he thought could back him up.
But let's be honest, the president doesn't reach out to anyone. People are brought to him.
No, he reached out,
It-
dipshit.
He doesn't like the people you mentioned that you were going to call a trial. Those aren't.
Yeah, who is this motherfucker who's just lying
That's not somebody who was
nonstop?
in the Oval Office, communicating with the president.
Well,
right?
Well, with respect to the Arizona Speaker of the House, that is someone the president reached out to. He also reached out to governors. He reached out to the governor of Arizona. He reached out, again, Republicans, his allies. Our case was a case in which the president was preying on the party allegiance of people who supported him. And these are, again, the record is rife with examples of him reaching out to those people, inviting them to the White House. And another example, sir, is the folks from Michigan. He invited them to the White House. They told him, you lost because you underperformed with educated females. They told him that when he brought them there. And again, our case was filled with examples of that.
Were you planning on calling John Eastman as a witness?
Hell yeah, do it.
I do not believe
Fuck
we
that
would, but
guy.
we would have welcomed if the defense called him.
Okay. It gets tricky though for the defense to call him because the people like Eastman and Clark and Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell. I mean, they were
All fucking
trialed by the
liars.
special counsel as co-conspirators 1 through 6, and so they all feared that they were going to be prosecuted if they said anything.
Good.
Isn't that fair?
Well, they were co-conspirators. I can't get into what was in their mind or not. I can tell you some of the co-conspirators met with us in proffers and did interviews with us. And so the idea that someone like Rudy Giuliani, who sat with a proffer for us, he was available as a witness, and we would have welcomed President Trump calling him as a witness. Boris Epstein sat for an interview with us. We would have welcomed calling him as a witness. Kenneth Chesborough, we would have welcomed it.
Why didn't you charge any of those?
What?
I'm sorry.
Why didn't you charge any of those co-conspirators?
As we stated in the final report, we analyzed the evidence against different co-conspirators. We,
How the fuck am I
my
supposed to
staff
get up there? I
determined,
tried to
we
get
didn't
up
have
there
evidence to
before.
charge people at a certain point in time. I had not made final determinations about that at the time that President Trump won the election, meaning that our office was going to be closed down.
Right. You've had a 30-year career as a prosecutor. You prosecuted gang members, right?
Yes,
You prosecuted organized crime members, right?
not as much.
But surely one of the fundamental principles of prosecutorial work is you work from the bottom up, and you try to get as many fact witnesses to,
Damn, these
to
guys
work with
fucked
you.
this shit up.
And a lot of times those fact witnesses have.
This is gonna be
criminal
some
liability,
absolute
and a lot of times
retardation this
those
whole
fact witnesses, the
time.
smaller fish are almost always they're either prosecuted or they are given an immunity because they fear they're going to be prosecuted. But here you didn't. You kept laser focused only on President Trump.
Two
What?
points. One, as I said,
That's
we
not
were
true.
considering prosecutions of these people, and
Yeah.
I don't want to say what the ultimate conclusion would have been, but that was something that was being considered. The second thing I think to understand contextually is this was a case where the issue was how to present it in a concise way. We had so many witnesses, again, so many witnesses who were allies of President Trump available to us to testify. This was not a case where we needed more witnesses. It was a case where we needed to be able to present the case in a streamlined way because there was so much evidence.
In this book by the Washington Post reporters on page 310, you're familiar with this book. Have you read it? This,
I mean,
Justice
like,
by,
This
Lenny
this
Davis.
congressperson, I'm sure, knows that Trump is fucking guilty, and he's just doing his due diligence to make it look like he gives a shit. It's gotta be right, because like
They reached out to my
you can't be
counsel.
this retarded.
And did you ever
Right?
during your tenure at the Justice Department?
Can you be this retarded?
Anyway, they report, and these are reporters. They get some things wrong. They called Chairman Jordan the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee. They said Speaker McCarthy voted in favor of the second impeachment, and I can confirm that it's just laughably inaccurate. So reporters get things wrong, and so.
Oh my God, this is his
that's the
argument
case,
that reporters get
but
things
in
wrong.
2010,
Bro, what
the reporters raised
fucking
huge
point are you
tranche of
making
information
right
about fake
now?
electors came in. Members of Smith's team intermittently raised the idea of opening separate case files on Giuliani, Eastman, and others. Each time, however, Smith dismissed the idea. He said he did not want the office getting bogged down and potentially prosecuting those around Trump. Is that?
I don't think that's accurate. I did make the decision that the first case we brought was going to be Donald Trump, and I was aware that there was evidence against other people, but I don't think that characterization is accurate.
Okay. People with different views than you can say the special counsel's office is only interested in prosecuting President Trump because an election's coming up and he's going to be the Republican nominee. And the special counsel works for a Democratic president. The special counsel works for a Democratic attorney general. And so the special counsel's laser focus on President Trump is simply to prevent him from either being the party's nominee or being a successful party's nominee, or at the very least keeping him off the campaign trail. How do you respond to that?
How about because he fucking broke the law, dog? What about that?
The evidence
Jesus.
here made clear that President Trump was, by a large measure, the most culpable and most responsible person. in
Ah!
the
Oh my God! What do you fucking know?
The attack that happened at the Capitol, as part of this case, does not happen without him. The other co-conspirators were doing
True.
this for his benefit. So in terms of why we would pursue a case against him, I entirely disagree with any characterization that our work was in any way meant to hamper him in the presidential election. I would never take orders from a political leader to hamper another person in an election. That's not who I am, and I think people who know me and my experience over 30 years,
Bro,
find that laughable.
like none of them can even allow themselves to even like admit, even though they all know it. None of them, because they're so fucking scared. All of their balls are entirely shriveled up when it comes to Trump. So nobody can say anything that's gonna actually be like, oh, I guess maybe he did, right? No, they have to come up with every possible excuse, no matter how retarded it sounds, to cover for him.
Use that level of distrust to get people to believe fraud claims that weren't true. He made false statements to state legislatures, to his supporters.
How the fuck am I supposed
in
to
all
get
sorts
up
of
there?
contexts, and was aware in the
Marshal
days
of
leading up to
Chemicals?
January
Am I
6th.
holding
What am I doing wrong?
His supporters were angry when he invited them, and then he directed them
What am I
to the
doing
Capitol.
wrong here?
Once they were at the Capitol and once the attack on the Capitol happened, he refused to stop it. He instead issued a tweet that, without question in my mind, endangered the life of his own
Vice President?
And when the violence was going on, he had to be pushed repeatedly by his staff members to do anything to quell it.
And his family.
And then even after
Yup.
he directed.
God, it's so crazy. And like, what's even crazier is like, almost all MAGA people have no idea that that's how it went down. They all have this really twisted like order of events in their head.
We sought an order in the DC case under Rule, I think it's 57.2, and we did that because Donald Trump was making statements that were endangering witnesses, intimidating witnesses, endangering members of my staff, endangering court staff. As you might remember, in the right around when the indictment was released, he issued a tweet saying, "If you come after me, I'll come after you." He called, in a tweet, he called
Fucking president,
General Mark
right?
Milley a traitor, and
Jesus.
mentioned that what he'd done in olden times, people would be put to death. As a result of the things he was saying, the judge in this case was received vile death threats. And with respect to D.C., both the district court and the Court of Appeals, a panel of judges, found that his
Whoa.
actions were in fact causing what we said they caused. They were causing witnesses to be intimidated.
Yeah,
injuring
obviously.
People, and I believe it was the Court of Appeals.
Because it's
also
the
found,
fucking president,
in
dude.
addition to
And he's like
intimidating,
unhinged, and nobody can predict what he's ever gonna do. He's fucking
because
nuts.
they're afraid that they would be next. So yes, we
Of
did
course
file
they
that,
feel
and
intimidated.
I make no apologies for that.
Donald Trump is
Which
unhinged.
witnesses do you think?
I would feel intimidated.
I mean, are there any specific witnesses that you identify for court?
We did a filing. I don't recall the specifics in that filing right now, but as I said, one of the issues from my perspective was not only the witnesses who he had specifically called out and caused threats to be issued, this phenomenon that was found by both courts, it was the result of that is that a rational witness who maybe had not come forward would be completely afraid to because they would see that they would be next. And I
Yep.
think both courts agreed with that.
Well, I mean, the
Obviously.
Circuit Court of Appeals ultimately slimmed down the gag order, isn't that correct?
It did, yes.
And what was the difference between the gag order you proposed and Judge Chutkan agreed to, and the final gag order that the D.C. Circuit approved?
Okay, I'm going to go off my recollection. I know one of the differences was him making threatening statements towards me personally was was allowed. I think in the district court in our application, we thought that shouldn't
What
be
am I
allowed.
supposed to- how am I supposed to
I
get
will
up
share with
here,
you
dog?
that I told my staff that it was much more important to me that he not be able to issue threats to court staff and my staff than me. And
How
so
the
Court of
fuck am I
Appeals did narrow
supposed to
it in
get
that
up
way.
there?
And as I'm sitting here now, I'm not debating you that they narrowed it. I just can't remember the specific details.
Okay.
But the phenomena, they concurred that the phenomena I'm describing to you today was real and had real world consequences.
18 United States Code 1512 here deals with tampering with witnesses. Did you identify any violations of 18 U.S.C. 1512?
We did not bring any charges.
And did you allege that he violated any terms of his release?
We did not.
Can't believe we're having a conversation about did the president violate terms of his release?
One of the
Oh,
terms of the
God.
toll records topic. What's the difference between a subpoena for toll records and a 2703D order?
Well, subpoena for toll records is non-content. Doesn't have any content. Doesn't have like the header of say an email, things of that nature. Whereas I think if I'm correct in the terminology, I think a 2703D would be regarding emails and what could have information like that.
Yeah, content.
Well, at least again, this is my recollection. I haven't looked at this issue in some time, but I think it means it's not content, but it could at least have say the header like of the message, like not the content of the message, but it might include the header.
Did you use any 2703D orders on members of Congress or senators or their staff?
I do not recall that at this time.
Did you use any pen registers? Like, maybe just walk us through what a pen register is and trap and trace.
Yeah, my understanding or my recollection is a pen register or trap and trace is a thing where you're watching who someone's calling going forward. Like, so, if there was a trap and trace on my phone, it would see going forward from today who I called. A pen register, I'm mixing up the terminology, but one is like calls in and the other one calls out.
Okay. And did you use any of those techniques on members of Congress, senators, or their staff?
I don't recall anything like that.
Okay. And when you say you don't recall, you think the answer is no, but you're not able to give a definitive answer?
Yeah, I have nothing in my memory that tells me that we did anything like that.
Okay. And so with the toll record, so as it relates to members and their staff and senators, it's just the toll records as far as you remember?
That's my recollection.
Okay. And
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Before I was special counsel, the people who were working on one of the investigations did get a search warrant for the cell phone of one Congressman.
Congressman Perry, yes, you are very familiar with that. With the toll record subpoena, maybe just walk us through like what you get. You get the incoming, the telephone numbers that call a particular cell phone, right?
That's correct.
And you get the time that the call occurred.
Yes.
And you get the length of time of the call.
I believe that's correct.
Okay. And you also get the list of numbers that the outgoing. You get the incoming and the outgoing, right?
That's correct.
And is there any other information that the toll record subpoenas provide?
That is the what I understand is the major thing you're seeking to get with this whole record subpoena.
Okay. And when you get one of these subpoenas, you just send it to the carrier, correct? It doesn't involve the judge.
The subpoena? Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Doesn't require a judge.
The only time a judge gets involved is if you're seeking a non-disclosure order. Is that right?
If it's a subpoena for toll records, that's correct.
Okay. And do you always seek is it the practice of your team to always seek the NDO?
Well, in this particular case, there was a grave risk of obstruction of justice, given
Yeah,
that
to
the
fucking
President
tell me
is-
about it.
Is set forth, for example, in the indictment in Florida. President Trump tried to obstruct that case in multiple ways. As I mentioned earlier, in the litigation we had regarding 57.2, we had numerous instances of him attempting to, in our view, intimidate witnesses or keep them from cooperating. And so, given that reality, we did seek.
Are we going to get footage of your trial? It's a federal trial, and I'd be surprised if they even wanted to go to trial, and it shouldn't go to trial. But
non-disclosure orders for the toll record subpoena.
all right, but there'd be no footage.
And ordinarily, you just go to. How do you pick your judge for that when you're seeking the NDA?
That would be
Some of them are
very
signed by judges, and others
entertaining
are signed
to
by
watch
magistrates,
Destiny's
like Judge
trial.
David Baker, at least as it relates to the members. How does it?
Very
do they pick
entertaining.
it for you?
I don't know that we picked the judge. I have to say, in my role in this, I wouldn't have known that. I don't know that even a prosecutor can pick the judge, but
Okay.
I don't know what local practice in Washington D.C. would be on that.
And sometimes I think Boasberg signed the NDOs for the senators, and then as it related to Speaker McCarthy and some of our members on the Judiciary Committee, it was Magistrate Judge David Baker. So you don't have any idea why that?
Well, a common practice in my experience as a prosecutor, certainly when I was a prosecutor in Brooklyn, is there'll be a duty judge or a duty magistrate, and so whoever has duty that day is who you go to.
Okay.
I just want to be clear in this case, I don't have a recollection if that's how it works in D.C., but it may well have been that way.
Okay. And these NDO orders, at least the ones we've seen, are all the same. Is that fair? Is that a fair statement?
I think they're usually very similar, yes.
Okay. And you submit a proposed order, correct, for the judge to sign?
That's correct.
And part of the language in this states that the court finds reasonable grounds to believe that such disclosure will result in flagrant prosecution, destruction of or tampering with evidence, intimidation of potential witnesses, and serious jeopardy to the investigation. Is that something you remember?
Yes, those are the in the law, and the numbers escaping me right now, but in the law that sets forth the reasons why you could get a non-disclosure order. I believe those are the different prongs, if you will, of that,
Right.
of that statute.
As it relates to members of Congress and senators and their staff, definitely your staff as well,
Well,
I have this concern that we don't have an opportunity to.
So how the fuck am
Yeah,
I supposed to get up there?
How does your office deal with that prospect?
They're like, oh, go up there, but we
The
won't
nature-
tell
and
you
I should also be clear that when
how.
you're getting an NDO, say for toll records, it's not based on an allegation that necessarily the person who has the phone number is personally going to obstruct the investigation. It's that if this gets out, people could obstruct the investigation. So I want to make that clear. Second point would be, you are correct in that inherent in getting an NDO is that at various times, people who might have arguments about why quash a subpoena won't be able to make those arguments. In our investigation, this came up with Twitter. We wanted to get records from Twitter regarding President Trump. Twitter, and we applied for an NDO from the judge. Twitter refused to provide the records unless they could tell President Trump about that. And so we had litigation with this in the district court. The district court agreed that there are situations, and there it was that Twitter argued that President Trump should be able to assert executive privilege over the records we want.
How the fuck am I
And,
supposed to get
as a
over
result of
there?
that litigation, the district court found that it was proper of us, given the level of obstruction in this case, to get that NDO. That decision by the district court was upheld by the Court of Appeals, and then that decision by the Court of Appeals, Twitter, my recollection is Twitter sought to get the Supreme Court to overrule that, and the Supreme Court refused to. And so I tell you all that to say,
And then you find them, right?
well, actually, that's before. They refused to comply even after she ruled, and she set a schedule of fines, and so part of the appeal was...
You saw the fines, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
But the point of telling you that was that inherent in an NDO is it may be that certain arguments about why a subpoena should be quashed can't be made. So that happens, and I think there's a parallel in those situations.
When it comes to members of Congress, though, there are the speech or debate protections, which you totally sidestep. I mean, the toll records provide enormous, valuable information because it shows who a member of Congress, who a senator is taking calls from, and who they're calling. And if you map it up against the Senate or the House calendar, you can see what the inputs are to their legislative decision making, which is at the core of speech or debate. Do you agree with that?
My office and I personally take the protections of the speech or debate clause seriously. I think they're part of our Constitution. They're an important part of separation of powers. I think our respect for the speech or debate clause is evidenced by the litigation being engaged in this office. We conducted litigation with Congressman Perry and also Vice President Pence, taking that very seriously. And I would just also add that my office had folks who were really the department experts on speech or debate. And when we sought these subpoenas, we got approval from Public Integrity, who are the sort of keepers of that issue, and they concurred in the subpoenas.
They did, and we saw some of that email traffic, and I would respectfully disagree with their view of the speech or debate law, as you might imagine. when you sought these non-disclosure orders, the judge didn't know it was a member of Congress. Is that correct?
I don't think we identified that because I don't think that was department policy at the time.
And you had some litigation with, substantial litigation with Congressman Perry over the seizure of his phone, but you didn't have any litigation with us over the seizure of members of the Judiciary Committee's phones because we never knew about it.
That's correct.
But, sorry, I just want to clarify. I think you said regarding the seizure of any senators' phones?
Representative Perry had his phone seized.
Yes, but are you suggesting that there's a seizure of a senator's phone?
No.
Okay, I just want to clarify that. Thank you.
The only seizure I'm aware of is Congressman Perry. Do you know of any other seizures?
That's the one I recall.
Okay, so no other members of Congress, no other senator had their phone seized?
I don't know.
Did you seek search warrants for the content of any, of the telephone calls or the content relies mostly to text messages? Did you seek a search warrant for the content of any text messages from members?
From members? No, I don't recall.
Okay, it was just poll records.
Correct.
Okay. But by not telling the members, by going through this NDO process, they didn't have an opportunity to litigate the speech or debate concerns.
That's correct.
And that's unfair, in our view.
I understand your position, and as I've said before, we respect the speech or debate clause. I'm aware of no case in the Supreme Court or the D.C. Circuit that says that getting non-content poll records from a third party violates the speech or debate clause, particularly where, and I think an important point here, is these records were not sought to use against members of Congress who were targets. The investigation we were conducting was of President Trump and his co-conspirators, who were all obviously not members of Congress, but also private, not even members of the White House.
I mean, the House and DOJ has a big disagreement on this. I mean, the William Jefferson case, you familiar with the Rayburn House Office Building case?
I am.
Okay. And so when issuing grand jury subpoenas for poll records, do you consider yourself bound by that opinion?
Yes, but I would say that opinion does not deal. That is a case where there was a search warrant of a congressman's office. That congressman was a target of the investigation. The search warrant wasn't seeking non-content poll records. It was seeking the actual records, legislative material of the congressman to be used against that congressman.
Right. But, I mean, the court in the Rayburn case concluded that there is a documentary non-disclosure privilege, not just a prohibition on the evidentiary use of that material against members.
I'm not debating the Rayburn case exists. What I'm saying is in the Supreme Court.
Wow,
of the
Tyler,
DC
thanks for
Circuit,
giving
there is
Sutton
no
Cake Chat.
case that says non-content. Rayburn does have content. Non-content records, not secured from a member, but secured from a third party, are subject to the speech and debate clause. And if I may, the correspondence we talked about, that reading, which was the reading of my staff who are very familiar with this, is consistent with the department's position on those issues, and public integrity, which was sort of the keeper of this issue, concurred in our getting these subpoenas.
We're making exhibits. We have number 6.
Claps for Thiologist.
And this is some back and forth. Exhibit 6 is going to be an email between your office and Public Integrity regarding the Senate, the poll records for the senators.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
They're relevant. These documents are helpfully not dated.
Yeah. If you want to show me yours, I can look for it here.
This is a deposition? No, apparently it's just a special counsel, or not, it's like or I guess
It's like a special counsel
Would it
fucking
be-
interrogation.
okay,
It's
the House
goddamn
Judiciary
nonsense
Committee
is what it is.
is just calling on Jack Smith to answer questions. But it's not like, he's not being charged with a crime, it's not part of a court case. So I guess it's technically a deposition, but not, like, it's not being, like, deposed for, like, a court case or something.
So the department has, if you're going to, has requirements for all prosecutors that, if you're going to bring a tax prosecution, you have to consult with the tax division, right?
Correct.
If you're going to bring a national security related case for classified documents, handling classified documents, you need the national security division to okay that, right?
Correct.
And as it relates to sensitive political matters, the Attorney General has to okay, and there's been a series of memos both from Attorney General Barr and Garland and so forth, correct?
Sensitive political matters, I'm not sure if that's the terminology. There's an electing year sensitivities memo, and there's also regulations, specific regulations for specific situations, yes.
Right, and the FBI calls it a sensitive investigative matter, and they need to get they can't do anything without getting the director of the FBI to
Don't you think Trump might have instructed them to depo him or something? Maybe, maybe not, but they're
There
doing it
we
because they love Trump
go.
and they're doing whatever they can to protect
This
him.
must be the way.
They're just fishing for something that helps make it better, that or to help get rid of some of the, I guess, stuff around the Jack Smith prosecution. I don't know what they're looking for, but anything that makes that look better.
getting search warrants against members of Congress and so forth. correct?
I'm not as familiar with the FBI regulations as the DOJ regulations.
But is public integrity, before you seek member toll records,
Oh,
is
shit.
the hoop you have to jump through public integrity?
So it
It
was
should
from
be
my office
fine.
because I directed my staff.
A lot of
to,
people probably to
consult
kill
them,
here.
Anytime we were going to do that, I understand that that was more of a practice and tradition. It's since become a specific requirement after these toll records were issued. But it was my policy to do that, and it was again consistent with my policy of wanting to sort of leverage the expertise in the department. So we did that.
Is this back and forth, and your staff had a memo that it, I think, basically put in email, and then public integrity responds with this message. Is that essentially the extent of the back and forth with public integrity?
I don't know that this is the extent of it. I don't. There's a line here that says, "As you are aware." That makes me think that there was also a telephone conversation, but I don't. Just to be clear, I don't have a specific recollection of that. I told my staff that in this situation, if we're going to seek these toll records, you need to consult with public integrity. As you can see from the email chain, I wasn't on that email chain.
Were there any other boxes you had to check? Did you have to tell the Attorney General or the DAG to get these toll records, or was it just you and public integrity?
My direction was to tell for our staff to go to public integrity. It may well have been that this is the sort of thing either I would have briefed the Attorney General on, or J.P. Cooney, who was our contact with the leadership of the department, may have told them about. But the thing that I was most concerned about was making sure public integrity, who was sort of the experts on this issue, that they were consulted.
I mean, this isn't. If you look at the email, it's not that fulsome, right? It's not a complete analysis of the constitutionality, or even the propriety of the call record subpoenas under the speech or debate clause. I mean, is that fair to say?
Keep on hacking in a
Yes,
free
certainly there could be more
world.
analysis, but again, I don't know if there was an additional conversation that it seemed. I'm drawing an inference. I don't recall this, but this seems to me to indicate there may have been an additional conversation.
So the email, from our perspective, it seems to be a cursory.
No way,
revision.
nuclear.
It doesn't raise the issues that we would raise if we were litigating the speech or debate matter.
Damn,
Our position is
nuclear.
that the toll record subpoenas do violate speech or debate. I mean, if you get a list of all the people calling members of the Judiciary Committee before a floor vote, that is pretty core protected material. This back and forth with public integrity doesn't address very much. Is that fair?
Well, again, I don't know if there were additional conversation or conversations. I also don't know, frankly, if this is the only email on this issue. So I don't think I would call it cursory. I think an important context here is that the people involved in this, including the people on this email chain, as well as one of my senior counselors, Ray Hulser, who is really the department's expert on these issues, that these are people with expertise in this area discussing it with one
But
another.
if you believe what the Washington Post reporters wrote in their book, they say, according to their sources, that you were legendary for being dialed into, every last detail of these cases. That you were, they stopped short of calling you a micromanager, but they say that, you looked at, witness outlines, 2 days before witness interviews. Is that fair?
I did that without lens of interviews, yes.
And you had, at points, you had daily meetings with the teams, and you wanted to know, every last detail of your case. Is that fair?
I try to be a responsible supervisor, yes.
But when it comes to taking the members of Congress, phone records, you weren't as plugged into that. Is that fair?
No, I don't think that's fair. I spoke with my staff about this. I ultimately approved it.
Right.
I had faith in the expertise of my staff. They discussed it with me. I felt there was a basis for it. I felt it was relevant and material to the investigation. And I also felt comfortable because I knew that my view about that would be tested by an analysis of public integrity.
Well, look at the last sentence. No likelihood that any of the members listed below would be charged, and the litigation risk would be minimal. Not to mention, they're not going to net. So the assessment is, as Steve described, it, pretty cursory. We're not going to charge anyone. We're not going to get sued. They're not going to know. Who cares about speech or debate? That's what the looks like to me.
I hear a voice that I can't fucking stand.
That's what
Jim Retard Jordan.
I doubt if they take us to court. It's hard for them to take us to court because they're not going to know for years that we did this. Move ahead. And you said fine.
I approved these subpoenas, yes.
Okay.
And our view is this is inconsistent with the D.C. Circuit case law, which establishes that the speech or debate protections includes a non-disclosure privilege. Period.
What are they trying to do with this idea here? Are they floating the idea that the speech and debate clause is a get-out-of-jail-free card, or rather precludes subpoenaing
Bro.
or investigating or even using as a part of investigation any single thing that's
Yeah,
even remotely
it's
conceivably tied to any single person
actually
in
the
Congress? Is that
retardation you think it
what a
is.
stupid
There,
fucking- so
I agree. This is what I've been saying from the beginning.
is the,
What I've been saying from the fucking start.
is the idea that now anybody in Congress is immune from doing crimes too, or it's such a stupid idea. If you're not aware, my understanding is that the speech and debate clause is some article. Pretend I know which article it is. What article deals with the Congress? One? I don't know. It's some power, or not a power, but it's basically a thing saying that if you are debating, if you're on the floor and you're debating some piece of legislation, you can't be I don't believe you can be charged with a crime at all ever in relation to what you're saying as you debate a thing, right? Because the idea is that I guess you don't want people in Congress to feel like they're going to be charged with a crime, or how could you charge somebody with a crime, or I think even sue anybody related to stuff that's said in the process of them debating legislation, you know, right? Obviously, we want that. But they're trying to, like, I guess, take the speech and debate clause, and they're trying to, like, I guess, stretch it out to literally any conceivable part of your existence is now
Yeah, it's
untouchable by
fucking
subpoena
dumb.
or warrant or anything. I don't know. This sounds fucking stupid. Or maybe it's all actions around their functions. It's not just related to the speech and debate of, okay, maybe it is, or maybe it's broader than what I'm saying. But there's no way that it can be, it can't be that people in Congress can do crimes and there's just no possible way
They're
to
already
even
doing
touch
it for fucking
any of
Trump.
it in an investigation, even when it's not concerning them, which is one of the things that Jack Smith is bringing up. Like, all, you know, these other examples or whatever you're citing have to do with the individuals themselves being investigated, but these people whose records were being subpoenaed, and it wasn't even like a content subpoena, apparently. It was just literally finding out, like, you know, who called who, and it's not like there's a record of the call or anything, like a transcript or the recording itself. So it's like, we can't do any of this because they're doing this weird speech and thing. I don't know, it seems retarded.
It's not just a privilege against using that material against the members. It's also a privilege against taking that, you know, taking that information and using it against the third party. If you're going to prosecute Jeff Clark with Scott Perry's phone records, you know, we believe that the D.C. Circuit holds you can't do that. And this back and forth with public integrity doesn't factor that in. That's concerning to us.
Okay.
Did you have any
Kick
discussions with the
rocks.
Office of Legal Counsel or the Solicitor General's office? Are there any other components in the Justice Department that analyze this?
On this discreet issue, I don't have any recollection of those entities being involved in that discussion.
Okay. And there's a statute.
You notice that, like, there's like a whole meta to, like, doing depositions well. I saw this a lot when Brightler was deposing Lauren, where people try to, like, bait you.
That information and using it against a third party. If you're going to prosecute Jeff Clark
What the
with Scott Perry's phone
fuck?
records, you know, we believe the D.C. Circuit holds you can't do that. And this back and forth with public integrity doesn't factor that in. That's concerning to us. Did you have any?
Like, he's trying to get Jack to bite on something, right?
On anything.
So you
Anything.
analysis of
Literally
the constitutional
anything.
Speech and debate clause here. We disagree with you. Well, we're looking at it. We didn't see anything about it. So did you guys? Like, he's trying to go to some kind, but this guy's a rock.
Discussions with the Office of Legal Counsel or the Solicitor General's office? Were there any other components in the Justice Department that analyze this?
On this discreet issue, I don't have any recollection of those entities being involved in that discussion.
Okay. And there's a statute regarding Senate phone records. Are you familiar with 2 United States Code 6628?
Yes.
And did you analyze or factor in that statute before you issued the subpoenas for the Senator poll records?
As I sit here today,
Yeah. Well, the round was waiting for a question. Is there a question there? Are you gonna ask me anything? You used to be a legend and you knew everything, according to these reports. Yeah. Okay.
I don't recall specifically discussing that statute. I will say that my reading of that statute as it existed at that time is that was a statute directed at providers. It actually envisions that a provider might actually get an NDO application, and the provider who has the best information about whose phone line is whose, that they're best situated to make these judgments.
Okay, so that was my next question, is like, whose responsibility it is to flag that there's a statute, a law, that bars NDOs with regards to certain Senate phone numbers? Whose responsibility? Is that the special counsel's office? Is that the carrier? Is that the judge? Does the judge have to sort of figure this out? The magistrate judge? Certainly the magistrate judge doesn't have to figure it out like all on his own, does he?
Well, that statute, as I said, my reading of that statute, the language of that statute as it existed at that time, is that it's the job of the carrier, and to me that makes sense because they're the ones who have the best and most accurate information about whose phone lines are whose. They actually have that
Okay,
information.
but the package of materials that you send off to the magistrate judge or the chief judge, whoever the duty judge is, as you mentioned, you don't identify that it's a Senate phone number or a member of
Okay.
Congress in those applications.
I'll
there'd
just
be no way
walk
for the
in
judge
then.
to know that you know there's these additional considerations. Is that fair?
I think that is fair. I think the department guidance on that issue has changed since these events we're talking about, and so now if one were to do that, you would notify the
Hey.
judge.
Okay, and my time's up, so unfortunately I have to leave it there.
Loser.
Okay.
Off the record.
Fuck. That's when the good shit is being talked about. Now they're screaming at each other, calling each other the N-word. Those big off-the-record talks.
watching you.
Okay, while we're waiting for our video, we don't know what that's right for. Memes?
I can't do the fire suppression system? What?
Yeah, you're also like a grown-ass man, too. God damn.
God damn. God
Where we
damn.
bring in 50 million illegal immigrants. We will send every illegal immigrant to one state, and we'll see what it's like after 10 years. That's right.
Buddy, that state is called
Well, that's me.
California, and it's got the 5th highest GDP in the fucking world.
That's a great point. The reason why California's GDP is so high is because of illegal aliens. It's not because of all the businesses that are trillion-dollar businesses.
Okay. I don't understand. The California argument is actually not wrong. And
Actually not wrong. I love how he's like, I really don't like to give this to Destiny.
businesses that exist in this country are comprised, like every single business in California is just, there's no migrants working there, undocumented or documented alike.
It's not because of Silicon Valley. Oh, no, of course not. It's actually because of the illegal aliens.
It's a fire suppression system, dude.
Oh.
That's right, of course.
Why am I not? Wait, isn't there more recent React of React of React me here? I feel like it's listening to one that's old. Isn't there a React to this React? Or maybe that didn't get clipped. Actually, I don't know.
I think we need to shut off agriculture in its entirety. California doesn't just have Silicon Valley, even though Silicon Valley heavily relies on H-1B visas, but that's not even what we're going to be talking about here. We're talking about agriculture.
Agriculture is
California
a
has robust
huge
agricultural
agriculture segment. I don't know if people are just not aware of that, or
entirely with migrant workers. Okay, it's kept
Did
up
that do
with
anything?
migrant
well,
workers.
entirely
Both
is
seasonal workers
probably an
and
exaggeration.
migrant workers that have the proper documentation, and also undocumented migrant workers as well. Okay? No more food. Now, of course, yeah, the agriculture is a $60 billion business a year in California. Now, regardless, the proper solution here is not to deport migrants, or the argument here isn't, oh, well, migrants are actually working these low-wage jobs that American citizens would never take on, so obviously we need to keep having a steady
I've got a thing.
of basically slave labor that's coming into the fucking country. That's not the argument, or at least that's not my solution. Okay? I understand that the two-tiered labor system actually depresses wages for the domestic labor force as well.
True,
And
it's all the billionaires.
solution here is to
Get rid of the
create wage
billionaires.
parity and the proper documentation
Yes, and the
given
trillionaires
to every
soon.
single migrant worker. That's how you're supposed to do it. That's the only effective solution. But of course, all these guys want to do is the final solution. Why? Because
True.
they're fucking coping, okay?
And racist.
Asmongold has experienced tremendous success for a incompetent shithead who doesn't really know too much, okay? He is the success story. There's a reason why a lot of people love him and praise him like he is their god. Because they're also the sweaty, unwashed losers who still sit at home in their parents' house and just spend most of their time after sucking the man's dick on a daily basis. They come home, they crack open a can of fucking Budweiser beer, and they watch Asmongold talk shit about migrants. It is coming from a place of unimaginable insecurity. The notion that your life is fucking dog shit and you have nothing to look forward to, but at least there's a guy out there who resembles your most awful qualities who's actually succeeding, right? And that's the reason why they fucking celebrate this man like he's the second coming of Jesus Christ. That's it. And one of the main points of propaganda here is that of course, to say, hey, you know what? My life is shit, but it's probably because there's brown people out there who are actually ruining this country. My life is shit because of random Guatemalans. My life is shit because random Somalis.
Haitians,
God, I hate
Somalis,
on those random
Venezuelans,
Guatemalans and Haitians
Mexicans.
and Somalis.
Your life is shit because of capitalism. You
That's the
won't
American
recognize
way,
it.
dog.
You will never recognize
Oh
it.
God.
Days.
You've been duped from the start, and you refuse to understand.
Oh my God.
Socialism.
So you just keep looking for a
Way to
group of
replace
people
one
that are
retarded
more
opinion with
vulnerable
another
than you can
retarded
believe.
opinion.
That's what playground bullies do. And that's what a big driver for right-wing sentiment is. It's the same exact childlike attitude. Kid gets bullied at home, has a fucking shitty home life, father is beating the fuck out of him, he goes to the playground and he tries to beat on all the little kids that are smaller than he is. Why is that kid doing that at the playground? He's doing it because his life fucking sucks and he wants to universalize the pain for others. He's doing it because that makes the playground bully feel strong, okay? Constantly punching down. And that's what it is. It's most like, when it's reduced to its bare bones, the major driver for this kind of like white nationalist sentiment is the fucking insecurity that comes from having a pathetic life that does not match the dreams that you set out for yourself when you were 12 years old. That's it. None of these guys actually have achieved a level of success that they're comfortable with in their own lives, so they're constantly looking for other people that they can basically cyberbully on the internet, and that somehow
I mean, that's
makes
not
them
entirely
feel better
wrong.
about themselves.
Cool.
And he is a perfect vessel for this kind of anxiety. He's a perfect vessel for this kind of animosity, this kind of anger, because he's the fucking random loser who made it, right? In their eyes, he is a god. Because they live under similar circumstances, because they can't, improve their living circumstances, because they're stuck working shit jobs, and they hate their fucking lives and have very little free time to themselves, and the free times that they're, the modicum of free time that they have to themselves, they spend watching Asmongold, consistently telling them, like, yeah, everything sucks because of brown people, black people. You're fighting a non-existent enemy. You're not doing anything by pointing out one if thousands and preaching. You're fighting a non-existent enemy. Then why does it hurt your feelings so much?
All the illegal immigrants in fucking Alabama and Louisiana and fucking Georgia. Are you serious? I am getting rage baited. It's rage baited. Don't lynch me.
That's right, guys. That's right. Hey, guys, keep in mind, the reason why California is rich is because they have a bunch of illegal aliens. That's great. I had no idea. I thought it was the rich tech companies and the fact that it's like an incredible place geographically. It's like right next to the sea. It's always been one of the biggest states. It has one of the highest populations also, so it's going to naturally have a higher GDP. Yeah, okay.
Oh my god. It's rage bait.
Also, this is not an effective counter to Destiny's argument. I can't believe I'm defending Destiny here.
Yeah.
What the fuck is happening?
Bitch.
If undocumented migrants destroy entire economies,
Why haven't they
the
destroyed
fuck is
California?
so
True.
successful?
Wow, good job. You got it, buddy.
That's it. If
We're gonna
undocumented
freeze.
migrants are responsible for the death and destruction of entire ecosystems, entire economies, then why is California the fifth largest economy on the planet as a standalone state?
Huh? Huh?
How is this guy moving when I've blown all of his fucking legs up? I'm getting rage bait. I know he's rage baiting me. I know it. I know he's rage baiting me.
This is what happens when you have to see the truth. And if I was rage baiting, it is what. The only way that
Oh my god, if I were... Yes, that's right. I'm simply rage baiting you. You have raged.
they are a net benefit to society is whenever you are using these fake indicators like GDP, you're going to get
Fake indicators.
What's Hassan gonna do? He kind of doesn't Hassan agree with that?
It's all fake money.
Well, GDP is
So I'll
fake,
go ahead and
yes.
I'll show
It's only
you.
for billionaires.
Was your life better in the purple block or the red block? Did you have more purchasing power in the purple block or the red block? Overwhelmingly.
This is where the limitations of liberalism come into play.
Not the limitations of liberalism. Oh no! If I just shoot his armored front, will he die eventually if he's low on
Being
life?
a fake metric for quality of life standards has nothing to do with whether or not migrants are actually ruining your life personally, undocumented or not. Okay? The reason why while I do agree with Asmongold in terms of GDP being
He did.
fake metric necessarily, but a metric that doesn't actually present the perfect picture in terms of quality of life.
Because that's not what it measures.
This is utterly irrelevant to the conversation that you started.
So I want you to ask Hassan someday what gross domestic product actually means.
It's irrelevant. It's completely irrelevant.
Bro, how is this guy alive? This is like the Knight from Monty Python. Come on. Bruh.
GDP is only a wordless indicator until it suits him, let's be clear. Yeah, ironically enough, he said, let's put all the undocumented migrants in one place, in one state, and see what happens to the economy, was the initial claim that he made, as though somehow undocumented migrants are just like less, like worthy of less or something, and if they were, they're you know, inferior somehow, and if they were all comprised in an area that like the economy would suffer.
Is he dead?
The counter to that was, if that was the case, California would suffer.
No!
and
This
yet,
is mine!
judging
He's
by
dead! I
the
killed
same
it!
standard that Asmongold was presenting, California is not suffering, especially in terms of its economy. So then he turns around and goes, well, the GDP is a dumb metric anyway. Yeah, you're not wrong. Okay? You're not wrong. In
This
terms
guy
of-
shows
in
up
terms
at the
of analyzing whether or not, in terms of analyzing whether or not people's material conditions are actually up to par, or if the quality of life is for the average person is good, GDP is not a very reliable metric. This is true. That's precisely the reason.
Just so you know, GDP is the absolute perfect metric if you want to know what the best indicator is of the gross domestic product of your country. That's what GDP is good for. That's what it measures. It will capture the total amount of sales, investment. That's what it does. How much your country produces and government spending. That's it. That's what it's for. And it does a really good job at that because that's what the metric is for. That's it. No more, no less. If you feel like it's not measuring something accurately and you're trying to use it to measure something that is not meant to measure,
Then,
of course
it's not going to
you're
measure
feel
it
it
accurately.
lacking.
Why you go to like average European cities and whatnot, and average European towns where the GDP is significantly lower than the United States of America.
Wait, what's he saying? Hold on. Wait, sorry, what did you say? I said... Okay, good luck. Be careful.
Because poorest states or poorest neighborhoods, and yet the quality of life is significantly better there. Okay? Or another example would be China for an even better comparison, right? Not the best metric, but the reason why it's even being discussed here is because you
Asmon
brought
brought
it
it
up
up.
in your initial
True.
argument, only to turn around and now say, well, does your quality of life look better here than it did here? Did you have more purchasing power here than it did here? Yeah, it's irrelevant. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
What would happen to your quality of life if every single person that's like out there picking fucking tomatoes that make its way into your ketchup that you're consuming, what would happen to your quality of life then?
Thank God we've got Asmon, or not Asmon, we have Hassan here to translate for me, for Asmon. Thank you, Hassan. Next part of this.
Following the 2020 election. Is that correct? Focused on whether any person violated the law and connected. Mr. Smith, let's just start with the bottom line up front.
All right, here we go.
Focused on whether
Back
any person
to it.
violated the law in connection with efforts to interfere in the lawful transfer of power following the 2020 election. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yes.
At the conclusion of that investigation related to the interference in the lawful transfer of power following the 2020 election, when your office indicted Mr. Trump for his criminal scheme to overturn the 2020 election, did you believe that you had sufficient evidence to obtain and sustain a conviction against Mr. Donald Trump?
Yep.
Yes.
For these charges stemming from Mr. Trump's criminal scheme to overturn the 2020 election, did you believe that you had sufficient evidence to prove these charges beyond reasonable doubt?
Yes.
Yep.
And we know it's more than just a reasonable doubt. Did you believe that there were multiple substantial federal interests in proceeding with prosecuting Mr. Trump after he attempted to criminally overturn the 2020 election?
Yep.
I did. Now, the second investigation that you were appointed to lead focused on the possession of highly classified documents at Mr. Trump's Mar-a-Lago social club following his presidency. When your office indicted Mr. Trump for willfully keeping highly classified docs after he lost the 2020 election, did you believe that you had sufficient evidence to obtain and sustain a conviction against Mr. Donald Trump?
Yep.
Yes.
And for these charges stemming from when Mr. Trump left the office in 2021, these highly classified documents, did you believe that you had sufficient evidence to prove the charges beyond reasonable doubt?
Yep.
Yes.
And did you believe that there were multiple substantial federal interests in proceeding with prosecuting Mr. Trump for his unlawful possession of these highly classified documents?
Yep.
How many years of experience do you have as a prosecutor, Mr. Smith?
30.
A lot.
In total, I've been prosecuted a little short of 30 years.
Can you give
Damn.
us an overview of the different offices you might have worked in as a prosecutor?
All sorts. International
I started
ones.
my career
The
as an
fucking
assistant
Hague.
attorney at the Manhattan District Attorney's Office in New York City. I was I prosecuted local crimes there for 5 years. Afterwards, I became a federal prosecutor in the Eastern District of New York, which is in Brooklyn and Long Island. And I was there for about 9 years. I prosecuted larger, more complex cases when I was there. I was eventually the chief of criminal litigation there. I left that office to go overseas and work at the International Criminal Court for a little short of 2 years.
Damn.
I coordinated investigations.
Man's got a fucking resume.
I then returned to the Department of Justice.
Man's got a resume and a
The
half.
integrity section of the Department of Justice, and I did that
Do
Let
not
me
fuck
stop.
with Jack
somewhere
Smith.
between 4.5 and 5 years.
He's super
Otherwise, you
based.
haven't worked in prosecution, Mr. Smith.
I left Washington, D.C. and moved to Nashville, Tennessee, where I was the first assistant U.S. attorney and then later the acting U.S. attorney in the Middle District of Tennessee, which is in Nashville. I left government for the only time in my career. I was in worked for a private company for a brief period of time, a period of months, and then I was offered a position by the State Department to serve as a war crimes prosecutor at a European Union war crimes tribunal in The Hague, the Netherlands, and I was there for a little over 4 years before I became special counsel.
Damn.
Sorry to interrupt. Can you just speak up a little bit?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we the people in the back have trouble hearing you.
Sorry about that.
And can you describe the types of cases out of all these years of experience? Just give us a broad overview of the seriousness of the cases that you've brought in your career.
Oh, they're serious.
I've worked on all sorts of cases. Early in my career, I was a member of the offices in Manhattan, the domestic violence unit, and so I did a number of cases of people who are abusing domestic violence victims. Those are some of the most memorable cases in my career. I worked on gang cases, RICO gang cases, in the Eastern District of New York. I worked on the Admiral Louima case, which was a assault occasioned by police officers. I did an international murder for hire case, other sorts of violent crime cases. I was one of the 99/11. I was part of the command center, and in the weeks afterwards, I was involved in responding to what happened on 9/11. After the Eastern
He
District of New
solved
York,
9/11.
God
God
damn!
damn.
War crimes cases that were in all sorts of different jurisdictions and all sorts of challenging investigative situations, and political corruption cases. Obviously, when I was in public integrity and also in Nashville.
So taking all these cases you described, I heard cases about, gangs in New York. It sounds like there were war crime cases or domestic violence cases you just described. Taking all that experience, when you finished your investigation, do you believe that you had sufficient evidence in this case to prove Donald Trump committed those crimes after the 2020 election?
I did.
And you believe that you had enough evidence to get a conviction with Donald Trump taking or willfully taking the classified documents after he left office in 2020 and returned to Florida in 2021?
That's correct.
So we've heard a word a lot from this administration, from the majority Republicans, and that word is transparency. And yet, Mr. Smith, we're in a closed-door deposition today, meaning that members of the public and even congressional members and staff who are not part of the Judiciary Committee are not permitted
I
to
can
attend
crawl
this proceeding.
forever. Okay.
Did
I'm
you
a
offer to
crawler.
testify publicly before this committee?
Yes.
How did you offer? How did you make the offer to testify publicly to this committee?
I think it was through my counsel.
Did you send a letter to the committee? Did your counsel send a letter to the committee offering to publicly testify?
I think that's right.
We'll enter that letter into the record just for your background. And this will be Exhibit 7. It'll be an October 23rd, 2025 letter signed by Mr. Lanny Brewer and Mr. Peter Kosky. It's addressed to Chairman Jordan and Chairman Grassley regarding Mr. Smith's public offer to testify publicly. Are you familiar with this letter, Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Can you tell us why you felt it was important to make a request for a public hearing?
I'm proud of the work that we did at the Special Counsel's Office. I'm particularly proud of the people I work with, the career public servants I work with, who've been vilified by President Trump and the people who work for him, and I think someone needs to speak up for them.
Did you testify publicly because
Yes.
you had something to hide about your investigation?
No.
Did you want to testify publicly to rebut some of these accusations from the president that you just mentioned about your investigation?
Yes, that's what I meant. Accusations not just against me, but against career prosecutors, career FBI agents who have served our country and who've been vilified wrongly. I think it's really important to correct the record on that.
Now, were you granted a request to testify publicly before this committee? And it's probably obvious as we sit in this room, but were you granted that request?
No.
Were you given any reasons, provided any reasons why you were not allowed to testify publicly and directly to the American people?
I don't recall.
Are you aware that even President Trump thought you should testify publicly before our committee?
I heard that.
Yeah, just to make it clear for the record, Mr. Trump said, and this is a quote, "I'd rather see him," as in Jack Smith, testify publicly because there's no way he can answer the questions. So let's turn to a few of those questions. Do you recall the October 14th, 2025 letter to you from Chairman Jordan requesting a transcribed interview?
I know he sent a letter asking for me to be interviewed, yes.
We'll enter that into the record and make Exhibit 8.
Thank you.
And I'll give you a second just to look through it as we pass it out. So, in this October letter to you requesting a transcribed interview, the chairman characterized your investigation as, quote, politically motivated prosecutions of Donald J. Trump, end quote, and said you conducted a, quote, unnecessary and abusive raid of the residence, end quote, of Donald Trump, and that claimed that you, quote, manipulated key evidence in the investigation, end quote, among other claims. Do you recall these accusations to you in the letter from Chairman Jordan?
Daniel, are you around?
The Republicans of our committee have made these letters to you public. You can read it on the committee's website, including these accusations that your office was weaponized. But this proceeding is behind closed doors, and Majority Counsel just warned you earlier about keeping the contents of this deposition confidential. Do you remember that warning that you received at the beginning of this deposition?
Oh boy.
So, we will get into this in more detail later, but just to quickly touch on this, do you agree with the majority's characterization that your office was weaponized?
No.
Was your special counsel's office weaponized in any way?
No.
No.
Did you conduct a politically motivated prosecution of Donald J. Trump?
No.
Did not.
Would you like to explain directly to the American people why these characterizations are not true?
Yes, and again, particularly as to the career of prosecutors and agents who have been vilified.
Are you concerned that given that this deposition is not open to the public and the public cannot hear your answers or observe your demeanor or hear the way that you're responding to questions from the majority, that some of your responses may be selectively published or released in a way that mischaracterizes your answers?
I would hope that wouldn't happen.
But are you aware that's a risk of your testimony here today?
I'm sure that's possible.
Based upon your knowledge, is it generally the practice for the special counsel who investigated presidential conduct to be given the chance to testify at a public hearing to be able to explain their findings to the American public?
Yes.
So let's just take a few of those. Are you aware of Special Counsel Robert Mueller testifying publicly before the House Judiciary Committee?
Yes.
For the record, that occurred in July of 2019. Are you aware of Special Counsel John Durham testifying publicly before the House Judiciary Committee?
Yes.
For the record, that occurred in June of 2023. Are you aware of Special Counsel Robert Hur, who came up earlier in the majority's hour, testifying before the House Judiciary Committee?
Yes.
For the record, that occurred in March of 2024. Also want to touch a little bit on, speaking of just transparency and a fulsome investigation into you, this committee's request for documents related to your investigation. We're going to enter into the record another letter from Chairman Jordan. This one's addressed to Attorney General Bondi.
Oh boy, here we go.
This letter seeks records related to the Arctic Frost files, and it's dated October 29th of 2025. This will be Exhibit 9. And you might not be familiar with this document, so I'll give you a second to review it. It's not very long, though.
Ha! And he can read fast.
Okay.
Oh my God! 2
So
seconds.
after reviewing it, are you now aware that Chairman Jordan has sought the production of files related to your investigation from the Department of Justice?
Yes.
And just to read that request, it's request number 2. It says, in quotes, all DOJ documents and communications referring or relating to Jack Smith's special counsel investigation for the period of November 18th, 2022 to January 20th of 2025. I just want to get a better understanding of this broad request of all DOJ documents and communications referring to your investigation. I guess what types or categories of documents are associated or would be associated with your investigative files?
There would be numerous documents. I mean, it was a prosecutor's office, so the sort of documents you would associate with the prosecutor's office.
Just to make it clear for the record, can you just give a few examples of what those records or memos might look like, what they might be about?
Prosecution memos, email correspondence with my staff, analysis of the case, things of that nature.
Would these documents include internal decision memos or other records of major decisions made by you and your team during the investigation?
Yes.
Do these files include communications with the Attorney General or the Deputy Attorney General during the course of your investigation?
I don't think I had any files that would fall into that category. I'm not sure if there'd be. My deputy also communicated with the Deputy Attorney General's office, so there may be, but I don't think that's unique.
Do these files include communications just with other DOJ offices? I think earlier you mentioned possible communications with the Solicitor General, but those files include possible communications with that person?
Yes.
Can I just follow up on that for 1 second?
Sure.
You had no communications with the Deputy Attorney General?
No, I took the question to mean in terms of like email or things of that nature. We met. I met with the Attorney General, and the Deputy Attorney General, at times at their request. So those things did happen. I'm just saying I don't recall me having any sort of email communication with either of them.
And in terms of the special counsel offices, just following up Mr. Golden's question, the office as a whole, if there were email communications between members of your team and the Attorney General or the Deputy Attorney General, would that probably be a part of your special counsel case files?
Yes.
And as far as you're aware, the current Department of Justice has full access to your documents and memos and files from your investigation. Is that correct?
They should.
In fact, you reviewed those files in preparation for your appearance today, right?
Yes, we were given access to a computer that had files on it. I can't say that it's all the files, but we were given access to that, and I reviewed that in preparation today.
Did you follow DOJ protocol in your decision-making, including consulting with relevant offices like the Public Integrity Section, the Office of Legal Counsel, and any other entities as required and encouraged by DOJ policy?
Yes.
Were there examples where these consultations were memorialized in writing, either before or after you met with these offices?
Yes.
So given the majority's claim that the investigation was biased, do you think the case files would help eliminate some of the majority's questions about the actions you took at Wall Special Counsel?
I have no objection to people looking at the case file.
To your knowledge, has DOJ released all the special counsel's files, either to Congress or to the public?
I don't know what they've released to Congress.
Do you believe it's in the public's best interest to view the full case file rather than just selective samples as they've come out so far?
The reason I'm pausing is I'm not sure it's proper for me to weigh in on that. I don't know if there are, for example, confidential information regarding witnesses that shouldn't be made public. And so I think that's a matter for others besides me who have the case files in their possession not to review and decide.
So let's just narrow it a little bit. Do you think it would be beneficial for the committee to review the case files so we can understand why certain investigative steps were taken?
I'm going to leave that to others to decide. I'm here and I'm happy to answer any questions you or anybody else might have.
If the case files were released, would they include any political considerations by you or your team as you investigated and charged these cases?
Nope,
We do
loser.
not consider
No.
politics, anyone's politics in charging these cases.
But get fucked, loser.
And that would be borne out? presumably,
Yep,
by
it
the
would
case
be.
files?
I'm not aware of anything in the case files that would contradict that.
Because it never happened.
It never happened.
I also just want to note
He's very good with answering questions.
the authorization that you got. from
It's such a night and day listening to like a Trump person answer questions, and they sound like they like grew up in the luring center versus like these guys. It's just so much more competent. I don't know if it's just like an educated thing. Like you can hear when a person sounds like they're competent versus like versus habeas corpus is when Donald Trump is allowed to do what he wants to do. Really? No, Christy? No,
Fucking
really?
hell,
Really?
dude.
Jay. I think this is marked as Exhibit 2.
Such a
Yes,
joke.
Exhibit 3.
Yeah, true. It's not just education; it's experience, right? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you know.
The majority. It was quite broad, right?
Which one is this now?
This is Exhibit 3, a letter from the Department of Justice to your counsel.
No, what's happening to me, though?
Apologize, we've got a lot of letters here, so.
Just don't have a lot of evidence. That's been
Yeah,
disclosed.
because he broke a lot of laws.
Okay, I have a letter now.
Okay, so I'm looking at page 3 on the bottom, but this letter essentially walks through a series of topics that you are authorized by the DOJ to discuss.
Correct.
So on the bottom of page 3, I'm reading here from the letter. The extraordinary events underlying this matter constitute exceptional circumstances warranting an extraordinary accommodation to Congress in this particular case. Given these extraordinary circumstances, to the greatest extent allowable by law, the Department authorizes Mr. Smith to provide unrestricted testimony to the committee, irrespective of potential privilege.
Yeah.
It's a lying thing too. Of course, known as a Christy, known as a retard, but some of them have to distract pretend they don't know what's going on. Bondi is not as dumb as others, for example. You might be right there because wasn't Bondi the AG in Florida? Before?
Yeah.
Bondi might be
She's just got her nose up Trump's
not that
asshole.
stupid. No.
That's why
I'm
she's
so-
always got
no.
shit on.
You're almost certainly, possibly correct about Pam Bondi, yeah. But the issue is that there are some real dum dums now.
Yep.
There are some real dum dums there now. that
Bondi's
weren't there
smart.
in
She's
Trump's
just
first term,
malicious.
right? Like Barr was not stupid by any stretch of the imagination. Even Tillerson. These were not stupid people. Millie, these people were not stupid people. I don't know if anybody. I'm trying to think. Who were all the different? Comey was not a stupid person. Like, yeah. But now compared to like Tulsi Gabbard,
Hegseth.
these are stupid people. Bongino, Patel,
Hegseth.
Hegseth. Like these are dumb fucks. Now we have inept and stupid and barely evil. But like the evil is like you have to have a mind enough to even be evil, and these people are just fucking retards. Linda McMahon or whatever, McMahon, yeah.
Including the names of line attorneys and agents.
Yeah, the fucking wrestler idiot.
And as noted in paragraph 1.
Good God,
And
man.
paragraph 1 essentially.
RFK, yeah, fucking retard.
Fucking RFK.
Oh, man.
I guess a couple of tangential matters related to the Office of Professional Responsibility and the Arctic Frost investigation. Is that correct?
That's what that says, yes.
Okay. So given that DOJ gave you unrestricted or authorization to provide unrestricted testimony, would it make sense that DOJ then should also give this committee unrestricted access to the case files that's currently in its possession?
I'll leave it to others to decide that. I will say that the paragraph you read is different than it's been with past special counsel. Past special counsel usually testify about the contours of their report. They've changed the process here, and I'm still here willing to answer questions.
We're gonna, I believe we're on exhibit 10 now. We're gonna move on to exhibit 10, which will be your special counsel reports, volume 1, dated January 7th of 2025. Those are the document.
Oh no, oh no, oh no.
Pass around.
God damn it.
So as the date of your report says, on January 7th, 2025, and as your time as special counsel was coming to an end, You provide a final report to the Attorney General where you explain the
Oh no, there was another one. That's why.
as required by 28 CFR 600.8. Is that correct, sir?
That's correct.
Oh my God, why are there so many?
This report.
Holy shit!
I wanted to
Show everybody how fucking
at
based
first
I
make
am.
sure I fulfilled the obligation under the special counsel regulations to do a report consistent with the regulations.
And was this final report an accurate account of your investigation?
Oh my God, dude!
Duh.
Based upon your understanding, is it generally the practice for a special counsel's report to be made public to the American people?
I believe so. I know at times they've been portions have been redacted in the past, but my general understanding is yes.
To the best of your knowledge, do you recall Special Counsel Mueller's report being made public?
It was public, yes.
To the best of your recollection, do you recall Special Counsel Hur's report being made public?
Yes.
To the best of your knowledge, do you recall Special Counsel Weiss's report being made public?
I don't recall. Maybe I don't know.
Was your report made public in full?
Nope.
This report as to the elections case, I believe it was made public.
Did you have a separate volume or a different volume 2 of your report?
That's correct.
Was that made public?
No.
Nope.
Touching on volume 2, in your letter to the Attorney General, you also recommended that volume 2 of this report, which discusses the classified documents case, not be publicly released while the cases of Mr. Walsh
Wait, what the fuck?
and Mr. Carlos de Oliveira remain pending. Do you recall saying that in your letter to the Attorney General?
That's what's in the letter, yes.
Can you explain, please explain why you included that recommendation?
When a special counsel, when you draft a report like this, it's not for me to decide whether it gets made public or not. It's for the Attorney General, and it's for him to also decide
Oh, that's weird.
what portions, if any, get redacted.
Weird
in that.
bug.
So what I stated was my, in essence, recommendation that it should not be public because these cases are pending and there are facts in here that it might not be fair to have that be public while they have charges pending against them.
Understood. So other than the fact that the cases of Mr. Nauta and Mr. Oliveira were still pending, as you just discussed, did you have any other reasons to believe or to recommend that volume 2 of the report should not be publicly released?
Nope.
Well, again,
Besides the classified
that
stuff.
wasn't my choice. My choice was to write a report for the Attorney General to make a decision about whether it would be public. I have no objection to it being public, and I didn't then, as long as it complies with the law in terms of 6E and other issues like that.
Hell
Just
yeah.
going back to that recommendation, in making the recommendation in the letter that it not be made public, understand it's the AG's decision to release the
Yeah.
report. Did you have any other reasons for making that recommendation other than the ongoing cases of Mr. Nauta and Mr. Oliveira?
I'm sorry, I misunderstood the question. No reason other than that.
Is there any other reason right now, since Mr. Nauta and Mr. Oliveira's cases are no longer pending, is there any reason now that you can think of, other than Judge Cannon's order, where volume 2 of the report should not be released?
Judge Cannon's order is the reason.
Excuse me, can I jump in? Do you know who was responsible? Did you dismiss the Nauta and Oliveira cases?
Naruto.
Do you
Sorry.
know who dismissed them?
That's the documents case. Oh no, wait. They have separate
I
cases
don't recall,
against
but I
the
imagine it's a matter of public record.
people that were a part that were helping Trump obstruct
If I
it.
told you that it was after Donald Trump was inaugurated, would you agree with that?
I don't recall, but if that may well be true.
For the purpose of this remaining conversation, since that's a publicly identifiable fact, I will represent to you that it was done by the Trump administration.
Okay.
You charged that case, correct?
Correct.
Fucking hell, dude.
Went through your extensive experience as a prosecutor.
Turn your phone off.
Do you believe that Mr. Nauta and Mr. Oliveira were guilty of the crimes that they were charged with?
Yes, we believed that we had proof beyond a reasonable doubt for all the charges, and that we would have gotten convictions at trial. Yes.
And are you aware of
Sheesh,
any
bro.
reason within the rules, protocols, and regulations of the Department of Justice that case should...
Hold on. How are these guys getting here and looting this whole thing this quickly?
have been dismissed?
In my view, no. It should have
Fuck
been.
this guy.
Real quickly before I turn over to Mr. Drive.
Wait. Did he just suicide or did that guy kill him? Oh, he suicided.
Are you able to speak about Volume 2 today?
I'm not.
Can you explain what you can and cannot speak about with respect to Volume 2?
Well, there is an order of Judge Cannon, an injunction regarding Volume 2. I want to make very clear that I do not want to do anything to violate that injunction or that order.
Oh no, oh
And
no,
so,
oh no!
Given that I have not seen that Volume 2 since I submitted it to the Attorney General almost a year ago, I do not have a exact recollection of what is in there and not.
Oh my God.
And so, unless something is in public filing,
That
or
sucked.
people can point me to a public filing, or in
Fuck it,
I
let's
think
go,
the category that was
Spider-Boy.
mentioned in the letter that we got this morning of publicly
Talk about
I can't
some
remember the terminology,
horseshit.
but, properly publicly released information. I do not want to. I want to be clear. I do not want to violate that order, and I don't want to do anything that could be remotely construed as violating that order.
Wait, so, I'm sorry, but DOJ did not let you
Fuck you,
review
actually.
volume 2 of your report?
It may well have been there, but I chose not to review it because I didn't want any implication whatsoever that I was somehow violating the order by looking at it, not being a member of the department.
Hello?
So,
Did that go
before
off?
we start, Paul, I just want to clear up two things. One, so you've been an assistant DA, you've been a federal prosecutor, you were an international criminal court prosecutor, you were the chief of the public integrity section at DOJ, and you were first assistant U.S. attorney in Nashville, and the
You have to throw it higher. The rockets.
Cinderella, what up? It's been quiet in
Spawn the
here.
rockets and they go. Does it have to actually go off in the air?
How you doing, bud?
You know what? Fuck. I don't. give a
Watching the Jack Smith thing. I was gonna watch it here, but since Tiny was watching it, I was like, oh, I might as well watch it along with Tiny.
That I've handled, or
How you doing, buddy?
I'm sure it's in the thousands.
in the thousands. Okay. Have you
Retard,
ever,
get shocked. Hey,
been
get shocked,
prosecuted for
retard.
Selective prosecution,
get
vindictive
through there.
prosecution, or partisan discrimination?
No.
Have you ever fired a prosecutor because they refused to engage in a prosecution on grounds that there was not
Yeah.
sufficient evidence?
No.
We got
In
few
the light of
hours
the
to go.
cases that you have supervised and prosecuted yourself directly, relating to domestic violence, relating to conspiracy, relating to murder, relating to war crimes. Have you encountered the problem
Can I
of
get
witness
over there?
intimidation?
No.
Yep.
Very much so.
Will you speak a bit
Oh,
about
fuck.
the problem of witness intimidation and what that does to
What's
the
the
rule of
point
law?
of this?
Fucks it
Witness
up.
intimidation is probably the most corrosive.
Oh, this was a
thing that
way
you have
in,
to
I
deal with.
guess.
And that is why, as a young prosecutor, you are taught to move your cases expeditiously, because you know that if there is someone trying to obstruct your case,
They're
was
gonna
a
obstruct
tough
it.
fucking
do that, the
room.
more they can subvert.
Back
justice.
from the dispensary.
And, I've worked on
Nice.
murder
What'd you pick
cases.
up?
I've worked on murder cases where witnesses were murdered. I've worked on cases overseas involving very serious witness intimidation and obstruction of justice, and as I mentioned earlier, this case as well. And so that was former.
Also, remember, for criminal law and for a lot of things, depending on how bad the penalty you're
Just some
facing
cards.
is,
Nice.
like obstruction and intimidation and stuff like this is like stuff you probably should do, because the penalty for obstructing a witness who might otherwise cause you to get a guilty conviction on a really bad crime, it might
Exclusively
be, you know,
vape now?
worth it, which
That's
is why,
cool.
yeah, like you said, like prosecutors, you got to move the case along as quick as possible.
I
You do
smoke
whatever you can to avoid this, 'cause
a couple
somebody
hits
gets
off a
convicted and
bowl,
manages to obstruct-
like once
yeah,
a
maybe
day.
charged with
Usually, that's
obstruction,
about
but
it for me.
I don't know if you're allowed to do things. I don't know if like evidence is deleted or hidden, or somebody is bullied or harassed or coerced or whatever. I don't know in criminal law if you're allowed to get like adversarial readings to the jury out of that. I know for civil cases you can. I don't know if you can in a criminal. Yeah.
In my mind, as we were conducting
It's already
these investigations, but
disabled,
something
isn't
I've
it?
encountered in different contexts throughout my career, even back to those domestic violence cases that I started in earlier in my
Double
career.
switches.
Attempts to threaten or influence.
Why aren't you shooting the leg armor and then hitting the crit spot underneath? Is that a thing on the guys? I didn't know that. If that's true.
Those witnesses are a way to subvert justice.
So what kinds of actions and precautions can you take as a prosecutor to prevent
Shit.
and to try to protect witnesses against intimidation?
So
Man, where has Cosmic
steps
been?
that you could take? Obviously, if it's
I miss
if it's
our
a
buddy.
threat like someone's coming to kill the witness today, you try to move them and protect them for a period of time. But if it's a more pervasive threat, where a defendant or people on his behalf are issuing statements and issuing threats, trying to get people not to cooperate with your case, or trying to make an example of people who have cooperated with your case, the best thing you can do is limit their ability to make those threats and shorten the time they have to make those threats.
Can I just one thing on volume 2 before we go? It's obviously a case related to classified documents. Without getting into the detail, how was it constructed? How was it written? Was there an unclassified portion and a classified portion, or is the classified material interwoven in the volume?
I don't think
There's
I should
some stuff over there too.
I don't want to have any
Interesting.
that I gave some sort of insight about how that report is constructed, and so I don't really think I could speak about that.
You just chilling at home for the new year? I was thinking I might like stream until then, but
Parts of that report.
I don't know. I'm feeling like I just want to chill.
While also protecting classified material.
Stream for like another, I don't know, hour-ish maybe.
But I don't want to say anything that will imply what is in the report, and so unfortunately I don't think I can.
Okay, this is Daniel Good and Ms. Dipel. We'll come back to you.
Thank you. Mr. Smith, I want to get to questions of transparency again, but I want to pull out to a bigger question. Do you think that it's important for our democracy to hold free and fair elections without interference with church?
Yes.
And theoretically, what happens if there is election interference and the people who are
Play games? What's she gonna play?
It becomes the new norm, and that becomes how we conduct elections.
And so the toll on our democracy, if you have to describe that, what would that be?
Incalculable. Or that.
You stated in your testimony in the first hour that you tried to be as
Arc
transparent
Raiders,
as
of
possible
course.
with the American people about your investigation. The chairman of the committee has repeatedly pointed out that you were subpoenaed for your testimony today, and that you are here under a subpoena. But you have requested to appear voluntarily.
Oh, finally!
Yes.
And why were you
Holy shit! No wonder I couldn't make my way up here.
We conducted our investigation in a way that I'm proud of. I'm particularly proud of the people I conducted the investigation with, and I wanted to speak for them.
And is it generally the practice of special counsels to appear in public hearing? I know you have a couple questions on this, but I want to reiterate this.
That is my general understanding, yes.
And can you tell us again why I understand you want to stick up for the prosecutors, the people that were part of the investigation. Can you tell us why it's important for the American people to hear directly from you about your investigation what you decided the process.
Because I'm a big dick boss.
Well,
Say
as I
it.
said in the beginning of, I think, my opening remarks,
That would be
there have been
fine.
mischaracterizations about my work. We did our work in the best traditions of the department, and I know I keep coming back to this, but the attacks, the mischaracterizations that most offend me are not just...
Did you do any cool stuff for the holidays? Spend any good time with family?
These are people who devoted their lives to public servants, to being public servants. They have not, they're not self-promoters. They're not people who like to go in front of the cameras and defend themselves. And I feel that they have been vilified in a way that I think is awful.
Base.
Well, I think it drives people away from public service. I think it's even deeper than that. I think, you know, when we get to attacking the people who are the good guys, I just don't
Yeah. Oh. Hell yeah.
Not how he was raised.
Ooh. That's deep. Attacking the people who are the good guys. Republican Congress people are all triggered. We're the good, you're the bad guys, okay? You're going after Trump, who's an American, who loves America and Americans, okay? You're the bad guy. This was not a great year for me to be so kind of stuck to myself. Fair enough, man.
Our application...
Yeah, I didn't really do too much either, but...
Intimidate witnesses, intimidate court staff, intimidate my staff. I have no...
I'm Jewish too, so like I don't give a fuck. I did light the menorah during Hanukkah, which was like the first time I did in a long time.
As we look to that and watching some of the president's actions, even in present day.
I think the record of our case speaks for itself on these issues.
Could I just follow up on the gag orders relative to the defendants? In every case, a judge decided that that was warranted, correct?
In the cases in the District of Columbia, a judge
Right.
did decide that, and the Court of Appeals agreed.
Oh,
and narrowed
it's
the
just
order,
another
as I
way
said
in
earlier.
here.
In
Wait,
Florida,
who is this? Is that Kraga? Oh. We recognize some of these voices, right?
we applied for an
I could
order
probably just look up who's on the House Judiciary Committee and find out.
because of statements Donald Trump had made that I viewed endangered FBI agents that hadn't been decided.
It's more like it was a general winter holiday. I mean, you know, like I'm an atheist, but like since I'm Jewish, like I was never like raised with Christmas either, you know.
Intimidated as a result of the actions that you took.
They tried, but they failed. Say it.
I'm not going to be intimidated.
Haha, yeah!
Yes.
Have you learned of other persons, whether they worked under you as attorneys or other support staff? Are you aware of any threats that have been made against any of them?
Yep.
Yes.
And
Oh yeah, and doubly so because my birthday is the 25th. So.
I only have two questions. First question, which our counsel ably covered, just so we're clear, you wanted to testify publicly today, correct?
Yep.
Yes, I was going to.
And Chairman Jordan declined that opportunity.
Why isn't Jordan there? Wait, I thought I heard him speaking earlier. Was it a thing being played? Oh, maybe it was just being played back, or was it?
Yes.
Any thoughts? Is declined that opportunity
He is there?
today, correct?
Yes, I was going to.
And Chairman Jordan declined that opportunity, correct?
Oh, declined to testify as opposed to just asking questions? Maybe?
Yes.
Any thoughts as to why Chairman Jordan is scared to have you testify in public?
Oh, Jordan declined him publicly testifying versus privately testifying. Gotcha.
I'm not going to characterize the chairman's decision. We decided that we would do it in this setting, and that is what it is.
Why aren't I where?
To review this transcript to conclude that, so.
Wait, why aren't I where?
Marcus, come back to you.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to switch gears a little bit to your appointment as special counsel. Do you recall when you were appointed as special counsel?
Yes, it was November, I believe, November of 2022.
Does November 18th of 2022 sound right?
That sounds about right.
Do you recall the day that Donald Trump announced his candidacy for the 2024 election?
Because of Jim Jordan.
Shortly before that.
So, who offered you the position of special counsel?
Well, you know, can't be
Why
everywhere.
the Attorney General felt it was
As
necessary
much as
to
I
appoint
try,
special counsel in this
can't
circumstance?
be
I believe the Attorney General
everywhere.
made a public statement about why, and that public statement is my understanding.
Wish I could, but I can't.
Maybe enter that public statement a little later. But what did you understand the scope of your investigation to be specifically when you were appointed?
Jack Smith would be the AG choice for a Newsom administration. I don't know if Newsom's going to run for president. Jack Smith would be.
Yeah, me too. One day he will.
The scope was defined by the appointment order, which encompassed the two investigations that I've referred to today.
And can you just make the record clear again, just briefly describe those two investigations and then appointment order?
Sure, and I don't have the order in front of me, so just...
Actually, so we'll make it exhibit. We'll make it exhibit. Let's make the appointment order exhibit. And this will be exhibit 11, I believe.
Alright,
Make it easier just to refresh your
check
recollection.
around here. So it makes sense to.
So after you've taken a minute to review it, and please
Well, let me
take your
do
time,
this bridge
the
first,
question
and then
will
I'll
be
fast
the scope of
travel
your
back
investigation.
and.
Okay, so consistent with this order, the scope was two investigations, both of them ongoing at the time. The first was an ongoing investigation into whether any person or entity violated the law in connection with efforts to interfere with the lawful transfer of power following the 2020 presidential election or the certification of the electoral college vote held on or about January 6, 2021. as well as any matters that arose or might directly arise from this investigation.
Do you know why, or have you heard why the Attorney General chose you to be a special counsel?
Why he chose me?
Yes.
No.
Okay. At the time of your appointment, I understand you were living in the Netherlands. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Did you lobby for this position?
No.
Did you petition the Attorney General to be the special counsel?
I did not.
Did you reach out to any former colleagues of the Department of Justice expressing your interest in being the special counsel?
I had been in contact with a former colleague by the name of Marshall Miller. He had returned to the department sometime that summer, and I had spoken to him and expressed to him an interest in if there was the right position returning to the department.
Ultimately, why did you accept the special counsel position?
Because I thought I was the right person for the job. I knew that this would be a challenge.
It's got to be a cool job too, right? Getting to be a special counsel.
Decision they made, somebody would want to attack them for that decision, and
like
felt
it's
that
a
given
big
my,
feather in your
early
cap.
years as a prosecutor made me uniquely qualified to do the work.
Wasn't that great? Do you have a good feeling
Did you
about this
have any
upcoming year? Me
reservations
too.
accepting the special counsel position?
My year was all right, but I definitely have a good feeling
There were a
about
lot
the
of attacks
upcoming year.
on you shortly after
Oh,
you were
shit.
throughout the time as special counsel. You said earlier, I think you used the term intimidated. I guess how did you move forward consistently with those attacks while special counsel?
I think.
Wait, okay, I tried this for a little bit. What was better, this one or the other one?
Attacks and praise are noise, and as a prosecutor, I've learned to tune those things out.
The original one was
I'm
better?
more concerned,
Okay.
again,
Well.
about the attacks on my staff, but for myself, I understand that that's can be part of the work at times.
Did you accept the role, as some have suggested, because you had animus towards President Trump?
No.
Nope.
That was like 100%
Did you
accuracy.
accept the role, as some have suggested, because you hope to
I didn't miss a single shot there.
in favor of the Democratic nominee?
No.
Did you accept the role because you thought it would help the Democratic nominee by prosecuting Donald Trump before the elections in
No.
2024?
No.
Let's consider the same facts related to the attack on the Capitol on January 6th or the mishandling of classified documents. That's the facts we're going to consider here. Take the same facts but insert a president who was a Democrat. Would you have still accepted the role of special counsel?
100%.
Sure, of course.
Considering the same facts. So the same fact pattern of the attack on the Capitol on January 6th, the same facts of unlawfully taking classified documents after leaving the White House. Would you still have accepted the role of special counsel to investigate former President Barack Obama?
Yes.
100%.
Again, considering the same facts, would you have accepted
Of course he would have, because he's not a fucking clown.
Yes.
He's not a Trump clown.
Looking back, and you talked about the investigation steps that you
Because people aren't actually politically biased in the federal government.
would your investigative process have different?
Or at least they weren't. Now they are.
Yeah, I served on the January 6th Select Committee, and we spent a lot of time looking through the criminal statutes that may have been implicated in the attack on the peaceful transfer of power, the attempt to overthrow the election, and the
Wait, who's
violent
that
assault
speaking?
on the Capitol. And we, in our conclusions, cited a number of statutes which ended up, I think, being part of your investigation, including conspiracy to obstruct federal proceedings, conspiracy
Raskin.
to defraud the United States, false statement.
Yeah, it sounds like
You had
Raskin,
something
right?
Which I think was very interesting, which was a conspiracy to violate
Finishing Outer
protocol,
Wilds,
which
Green
is
and I were
something
talking
you
about
have done.
playing in the
I wonder
next
if you
couple
could
days.
take a moment to explain,
Um,
why you thought you had sufficient evidence to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that there was a conspiracy to violate.
Outer Wilds is different. I think Outer Worlds, yeah, I'm done pretty
Rights
soon.
that Americans have, and in this particular case, we had strong evidence that the defendants in this case sought to interfere with, obstruct, injure that right. We had evidence in just.
But yeah, I think I'm done. I'm like almost done.
President Trump was asking local officials to find 11,000 votes. When you find 11,000 votes, you're diluting other people's votes.
Yeah.
We had evidence that they were targeting certain states, and
Oh.
particularly certain parts of certain states, generally urban parts.
Oh, come on,
That had
dude.
votes thrown out. There's
Fucking
no factual
suck.
basis whatsoever.
Yeah, I know.
I believe we cited
I know
this
you
in the
did.
report, but there's even statements of the co-conspirators in this case, at least one that's coming to mind now, specifically
Bro,
saying we want
fuck
to
off.
these votes. We want to subtract them. And diluting the vote count in that way, there's strong precedent for that being a violation of the statute that we charge.
There were 60 federal or state court decisions rejecting claims of electoral fraud, corruption that had been brought by President Trump or his teammates. To what extent did that figure into
Jesus.
the analysis of that problem?
Well, the lawsuits, we made clear in our indictment that there are proper ways to dispute an election, and asking for an audit, which President Trump did, and I believe in only 2 of the states that were in question, that's a way you can do that. Completely legal and proper to do that. But in this case, those lawsuits were part of our proof that put President Trump and his co-conspirators on notice. The suits, their results, and the things that court said in finding those suits without merit put him, were one component of evidence that put him on notice that these allegations were false. Also, there were instances where there were protectual lawsuits. There was one lawsuit, for example, that was filed in New Mexico minutes before the deadline, so they could say there was a dispute in New Mexico. So
Ridiculous.
They could proceed forward with the fake elector's ballot. There was another lawsuit in Georgia where
Fucking ridiculous. It's so scummy, dude. It's so fucking scummy.
Of this lawsuit, and then they played with the language a little and had him sign a certification nonetheless. And so these lawsuits, well, filing a lawsuit absolutely clearly is something you can do. They were probative evidence of the criminal intent in this case for those limited reasons I just suggested.
Can I go back to Volume 2 just for a second? You said that the department gave you access to Volume 2 and you chose not to use it?
That's correct. I believe so. I did not, given the injunction, want to look at that. And so I believe it was there, but I was looking at other things. I didn't look at that.
Did they give you access to any classified information that was a part of your files?
No.
Did you or your attorneys have any discussions with the department about that?
I don't recall.
Do you still have your security clearance?
No.
When and how was that taken away?
I think in the normal course of things, when you leave government service, you sign papers basically saying you don't have your security clearance anymore. It's vague, but that's my recollection of what happened at my conclusion of my service.
Do you know if your attorneys requested for you to have temporary security clearance so you could review?
What up, Daniel?
I don't believe we did.
Where you been, buddy?
And because you didn't look at the Volume 2 that they provided to you, you don't know whether or not classified material was provided to you in that volume?
Again, I don't want to speak about anything that could infer the content of Volume 2.
When you provided Volume 2 to the Attorney General, did you provide proposed redactions?
I believe we did, but I believe we did.
And the redactions?
But I just want to be, I'm sorry to interrupt, sir. With the understanding that it was ultimately the Attorney General's decision.
Out running errands before stuff closes. Fair enough.
Things of that
And
nature.
what were the nature of your proposed redactions?
I don't recall, as I said.
Don't say.
Was
Nice.
it related to
Fair enough.
Don't recall.
I don't recall.
Don't recall.
It could have been 60, it could have been things
Who
of that
knows?
nature.
Don't recall. Don't
Did you
speculate.
make proposed redactions because of your concern at all about the ongoing case against Nellie?
We just watching the Jack Smith thing
Don't specify. Don't
with
clarify.
Lay Teinster,
Memory of the subject.
Nice.
El Tiniero,
I'm curious, shifting gears just a little
El
bit.
Pequeñito,
was asking you questions that seemingly were tied into the general duties of a prosecutor.
Il Duce.
The judgment has been laid out. It is interesting, or at least it was interesting to me, to hear the majority characterize who should be prosecuted under the current circumstances. I'm not sure if you can follow along, but are you aware that this?
Yeah, it is a little
they
low.
have indicted Tish James as well as they ultimately indicted James Comey. Are you aware?
I could turn it up, I
And,
guess, a little bit.
Are you also aware of the fact that this DOJ has consistently dismissed members of the DOJ for refusing to bring forth indictments that they don't believe have merit?
Yes.
The majority was asking you about why it is that you characterize your belief that there was guilt as it relates to the indictment that you sought. As a trained prosecutor,
for your fragile little
typically,
ears.
are you supposed to go after people that you don't believe are actually guilty?
Nope.
Oh shit.
That'd be retarded.
I'm a good guy. Don't shoot me.
I know. They were
Now, I
trying
don't
to-
understand this because Crockett is black. And she speaks sometimes like a funny
Go,
black
go on,
person.
get out.
But why is she on the House Judiciary Committee asking better questions than Jim
Get out,
Jordan
go.
and Comer and all these other
Y'all ain't gonna help
super
me. Let
intelligent
me
white
handle shit down
dipshit
here.
fuckhead Republicans? It's kind
What?
of weird, isn't it? I don't know. It seems kind of. Oh, it's kind of interesting.
Supposed to go after people who you believe are not guilty.
Okay, thank you. In your experience of 3 decades, have you ever needed to seek the same indictment 3 times while being rejected?
Never.
I
Yikes.
think that's all I have to
Have you ever prosecuted someone that you did not believe was guilty beyond a reasonable doubt?
Never.
As we hit, and we're getting close to the end of our time, I want to hit on a few questions. And I apologize if they come off as very obvious to you with your experience and the way that you conduct yourself with the Department of Justice.
And again, remember, to secure an indictment, you need probable cause, right? But you're securing
This
indictments
is
for things that
wild,
you
bro.
expect
This
you're going to
is
be
so
able to
wild.
prosecute beyond a reasonable doubt. So if you can't even get the indictment, bruh. And that's what they're referring to because the current Trump admin is failing to even secure indictments against people because of how dog shit
'Cause
their
they're
evidence that they're
fucking
presenting to grand juries
retarded,
are.
dude.
Not to mention the fact that now, for some of these
They're
prosecutors, they were basically
retarded
just,
and their shit's all
illegally,
fucked.
appointed, so they're gone anyway. But
Did Attorney General Garland or other DOJ officials direct investigative steps within your office and the special counsel?
Nope.
No.
Did Attorney General Garland or other DOJ officials direct
Nope.
litigation decisions within your office?
No.
Did you experience Attorney General Garland or other DOJ officials
Yes,
interfering with your
that
ability to
I
office
could
investigation?
see.
what about Biden? Nope. Nobody.
Did President Biden ever
Nope.
give you any instructions?
Anybody in the Biden
about
admin?
what you
Of
should
course
do
not.
Nope.
Related to these investigations?
No.
Did you ever speak to President Biden about these investigations?
No.
I think Mr. Moss went through the question.
How do you think the current DOJ would answer those questions?
I don't know. I don't recall. Or, it's the president's purview to talk to us if he wants to. That's how they'd answer it now.
Yes.
Tiny.
Yes.
In case you weren't
Your
sure.
lawyers lost their security clearance, is that correct?
Yes.
People who worked under you were fired, is that correct?
That's correct.
You're here today on a deposition that Sherman has brought you into, but I wouldn't give you a public hearing, is that correct?
Special counsel
Did you
Letitia
receive the
James.
comments by the
Nice.
President's chief of staff talking about retribution?
I did.
So, everyone was fired.
What's hitting
You're
me?
here on a deposition.
What's shooting
Your
me?
lawyers lost their security clearance.
Oh, this
Seems like
fucking guy.
Not only the definition in Webster, it seems like this is exactly what Trump's chief of
Ow!
staff was talking about. No?
Cut it out. Fucking ouch. Bruh.
Why does this guy look so guilty?
I already killed your parents. You guys really want to die too? Is that what you're looking for right now? I mean, fucking so be it. I was just gonna leave you guys as orphans, but I guess.
Oh, he didn't find what he's looking for. Jesus.
Y'all are going the way of your parents too.
I have no
Jeez.
doubt that the president wants to seek retribution against me.
Oh, he wasn't even a free loadout though. Why? Oh, I bet he looted this district. He was a free loadout.
I have no doubt that that's the intent. That was, yeah.
Listen, just like when Trump deports families, even though they have U.S. citizens, I don't want to just kill the parents. I need to kill the kids too, so they all are together. You know?
So
I'm actually doing the
will seek
humane and
retribution
moral
against me if he
thing,
can.
right? Just like
I know
President
that.
Trump.
I don't, frankly, connect that with this hearing. I don't have any connection. I came here. I was asked to
No,
come
you think
here.
there were zero conversations between the White House and Chairman Jordan?
I don't know, but I'm here in good faith, and I was asked to come testify.
What's the likelihood that there were less than zero conversations between the White
Oh
House
my God, dude, this is so retarded.
I'm not going to speculate on that. I will say I agree that this department wants to seek retribution against anybody who worked on cases against President Trump. I just don't have any evidence.
Why do you
that
think Chairman wouldn't give you a public hearing?
That's not for me to say.
I want to go back to your testifying that in every case you've ever brought, you've believed that there is proof beyond a reasonable doubt to demonstrate that the defendant is guilty.
Duh.
I'm not sure it would be even ethical to bring a case if you didn't have that
Correct.
belief. But is there anything
True.
inconsistent about having that belief that you can sustain the prosecutor's burden of showing beyond a reasonable doubt all
Ow.
the elements of the crime are satisfied, and also wanting to see that constitutional due process is observed in the trial? Is there any conflict between those two?
I don't see one.
In other words, as a prosecutor, you go in with the belief that you can make your case, but you also want to make that case within the rule of law and within due process.
Yes,
And you've never
because that's the
experienced,
right way to do it.
That is a problem, right? You've never wanted to trample the rules of due process in order to convict someone.
He hasn't needed to because he's a serious prosecutor.
I just wanted to piggyback on
He's not going
something
to
that
prosecute
Mark brought up
unless he
earlier,
knows
but
he's
are
got a
you familiar
case. The
with Justice Manual
DOJ doesn't
927,
prosecute.
228?
Well, at least they didn't used to prosecute
give me more
unless they
than
knew they had a fucking
So that
airtight
provision
case because they don't want to
basically
waste
Teach them
taxpayer
all
money.
memorized.
with which a prosecutor can commence a prosecution. And I can quote from that section for you. It says, prosecutor may commence or recommend federal prosecution only if he or she believes that the person will more likely than not be found guilty beyond
Okay, shoot
reasonable
the
doubt
leg armor?
by an unbiased trier of fact, and that the conviction will be upheld on appeal.
Ooh.
So does that sound familiar to you?
Yes.
Okay. Did you follow this provision when you indicted President Trump in the election interference case?
Yes.
And did you follow that provision when you indicted President Trump and his co-conspirators? Oh, sorry, no, just President Trump in the classified documents case.
Yes.
And his co-conspirators.
The knee joints are the weak spots.
Okay. And the majority in their hour questioned you about why you included conduct that has not been found, that has not been brought forth before a trier of fact, right? That has not been proven in a court of law.
Yep.
But aren't you just essentially restating the standard?
Gone.
That was,
Wait,
that's stated
why are
in
we
Justice Manual
fighting?
927 220.
Yes. With our report, I wanted to explain my prosecutorial decisions, why we made them, the basis for them, and that's why
Okay.
we wrote the report the way we did.
Why'd you do that, bro?
Please bear with me as I go through these next questions. There's a lot of inferences and accusations being made about your bias as a special counsel's office, and I want to make sure that we rebut these in the first hour. I think it's important too. So, did the Attorney General
Yeah, go,
or
get
any
out.
other DOJ official ever pressure you to be more aggressive in your investigation of President Donald J. Trump?
No.
Did the Attorney General or any other DOJ official ever suggest that you were expected to bring charges against President Trump?
No.
Did anyone from the White House, including
No,
President
of
Biden,
course
ever,
not.
tell you they expected you to bring charges against
Of course
Donald Trump?
fucking not.
When you eventually did bring charges against Donald Trump, how did you make that decision? Walk us through it at a high level, if you don't mind.
Sure. It was based on the facts and based on the
Yeah, and the evidence.
Why is the guy talking to me? Hold on. Bro, I don't need your fucking help. You suck shit. Let me just miss every shot now.
Oh, there's a rift.
Is it really
Some
easier to
kind
go
of
for the knee
baddie
joints?
somewhere. The fuck was that noise, Tiny?
That hit me? Okay, dude.
Oh, there's a couple rifts. Oh, shit. What's going on here? This is gonna be a pain in the ass, isn't it? Oh,
I ultimately made that decision,
Where's this go?
but I consulted with my team of prosecutors on that case, who were
Okay.
outstanding public servants, people with great experience in complex investigations. I took their advice and counsel in making that decision, and I tried to consider all factors, including both the strength of the case that we believed we had, possible defenses, all things of that nature.
So which based on what you just said, it sounds like you made this prosecution decision based on the evidence in the law. Is that correct?
That's correct.
What would you have done if you felt any improper pressure from a DOJ official or the White House?
I think people who know me
He
and know
would've
my
stopped.
reputation would know that that would not end well. Someone trying to pressure me to move a case in one direction or the other, what wasn't supported by the law.
That
I
would
wouldn't
not
stand for
end
it, and I would also
well,
say the people who work in my
dog.
office wouldn't stand for that either.
Yep, Red or Howard will end there. Thank you.
That was a threat. Just kidding.
Alright, let's see what's going on. Is that it?
Let me show you how this is done, King. Just kidding. Easy.
Was that the whole thing? I guess it was, huh?
Alright. What are we slopping up now?
Slop time. A little bit of slopitude. Slopperino.
Fuck. Fuck.
Sloppin' Jays.
Whatever. Don't care.
You got bit by
Didn't
the
even wanna hit
Arc
him,
Raiders bug?
actually.
Not yet, but I guess
Baited.
eventually I will. Oh, what am I supposed to do here?
Drop your friends. I don't even care. I don't even give a fuck.
What am
Fuck,
I
I'm looting
supposed
his
to
corpse.
do?
Loser.
Oh, I can actually open this one from here. That's cool. What can I do with this? Oh, no, no. I don't want to fall here. I was doing stuff.
I feel no pain.
Rude. Can I open this from here?
Fuck. What does this break down into? I feel like it's something good if I do it back at home. I need that snitch thing. Bro, should look at this weird shit my dad sent me. Dead internet, a bunch of different channels, all posting a fake story about a 72-hour deadline given to the Supreme Court.
Sounds interesting.
Simple gun parts, is that it? Ooh. XQC is debunking daycare. He might want to talk after if he wants to.
Run, run. Okay, let's go, go, faster.
The debunker.
This is so stupid. Invisible walls. Fuck, I hate invisible walls. Hey! Alright, what's going on over here? Y'all. Nice. Rift residue. Can't reach it from here. Okay.
Let's see. What is this?
What would he do if Gaza? Now hear me out. Like he probably just
What
doesn't
would
bring
he
it
do
up.
if What would he Gaza- do if Gaza-
Now hear me out. What would he do if the Palestinians were very staunch capitalists?
You understand that, like,
Do you think he'd
I've,
be
I've
pro?
thought about this a little bit. Okay, so Hassan definitely has a anything that is anti-American is good.
Is good.
Okay.
Yeah, big time. Yeah.
I think it's more that than anything socialism is good, because you don't really hear a lot about Norway or Sweden from him.
No.
Right? Who kind of have that because
That's true.
Because they're
and
like
I think
with
when
the
you
West.
when you do hear about it, it's because they're like, oh wow, these guys are getting a little bit frisky with their anti-Muslim immigration rules or anything like that. I think Hassan is just pro-Islamic expansion and anti-American imperialism. That's it. Like he wants more Islamic power, and
He doesn't give a Hassan does not give a fuck about Islamic power. It's all powered by anti-American shit because he hates people like the Saudis or anything. Any Islamic position that might be aligned with American position, Hassan is gonna fucking hate.
he wants America's influence to be lessened, and that's it. And then if there's some cool things you can do along the way with, you know, communism, whatever, in China or anything, that like let's go for it.
It's all powered by his anti-Americanism.
Of that. But yeah. Anyway, what's this here? Destiny is willing to debate, but Asgul never talking. Why would I debate Destiny? If I already know what's happening, why do we want to have a conversation about it? What is this here?
He's epic.
So epic.
He's epic.
What a stupid excuse, bro. If I already know what's happening, why would I want to have a conversation? That's got to be about the dumbest
What do you want?
excuse I think I've ever heard.
Okay.
What a substanceless fucking thing to say.
He's never talking to me. Why would I ever debate anybody for any reason?
I
know. It's obvious that I'm right.
It's self-evident. True.
Why would I
What
give
a
Destiny
fucking
platform to lie?
retard.
True.
Oh my god, bro.
Why would I do
like, how could you be more obvious that you know you'd get
Don't
your
do it, kid.
ass fucking handed to you?
Just
What a
like- and that's the thing,
loser.
is that people look at
What a
being
fucking
able to debate
loser.
well, meaning
And now Asmongold.
Bro, I
Asmongold
can't.
is now going to do the exact same
Someone
thing to me
stop him.
that he accurately pointed out Hassan was doing to me. And he's going to give the same bullshit reasons that he called out when Hassan gave them for dodging me in a debate to dodge me in a debate.
What a puss, dude. What a
Cinema.
fucking puss.
that you're right. Uh-huh. Sure.
It's just talking fast, okay? Debate is just about who can talk the fastest. Duh. So why waste your time with a bunch of fast-talking yappers? True, king.
So they
You
got
should just challenge him to a debate.
Jesus,
Well, yeah, I would
dude.
always debate him. He's never talking to me. He knows that.
No, why would I? Why would I
Why
engage
would I?
with somebody who engages in bad faith?
True.
Destiny, this is a good example of it, right?
Such a
Destiny
lie,
just got
dude.
done yesterday
Uh-huh.
using the example of
Destiny
the
engages
feeding our
with anybody,
future
even if
as
they
an
engage in
example of
bad
Biden
faith.
doing a good
He doesn't
job
care.
and them caring about fraud.
Yeah.
But now we're learning that the same people that were indicted for feeding our future.
Sorry, same people? Sources? Source? The same people? Or do you mean like people like the Somali people? like the ethnic group is like a hive mind. Where are the people?
Sure. Are receiving funds, look at this here, was been paid $49 million and is still receiving. Now we're learning that the same people
Oh, hold on. We got a Twitter video. My bad. It's another news station, News Nation. Okay.
that were indicted for feeding our future.
At least he's got something. You're missing context of the stream? Okay, Kevin Dalton, verified. Definitely not a Russian bot. You're never going to guess what happened when Rich McHugh from News Nation went knocking on the door of several assisted living facilities in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota.
Oh boy.
Turns out that despite being currently under indictment for defrauding the state of millions of dollars, the state is still paying the owner millions of dollars a year. reporting and video credit. Man indicted in Feeding Our Future fraud, which was an indictment that was in 2023, I believe, was paid $49 million by the DHS since 2016. Okay.
Are receiving funds, look at this here, was been paid $49 million and is still receiving funds from the government today. So why would I engage with somebody? The problem with somebody like that, Destiny, is that you can't debate and you can't argue with a person who doesn't care about reality.
Oh, now you can take all my
okay.
talking points and claim.
Great.
Oh,
Oh,
wow,
yeah.
this statistic
Great.
says this.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Mhm.
sure. Everybody knows this.
Yeah.
It's obvious.
We don't need the
Statistics.
If you
We don't
think
need
about this for
statistics.
research,
We're talking
think
about
about it.
reality,
Some,
okay?
some
Debate
graph
lord.
do the thinking
A
for you.
graph. A graph.
It's obvious.
What
this
kind of
thing.
debate pedo shit is
King.
using
And
statistics,
the problem is
bro?
that people like this will use examples like the Feeding Our Future thing, and they will come up with all these abstractions.
Abstraction,
whenever
like
the
facts.
truth is right there in plain
Abstractions.
sight.
Yeah, the common sense,
Bro.
self-evident thing.
That's it.
True.
Oh
King.
my god, this
You
is
can't
so
reason with and
so
argue with a
annoying.
person like that.
Exactly, yeah. Better to just
That's
scroll
why,
X
for example, every
indefinitely.
time that I make a video about one of these things, it's overwhelmingly on my side.
What? What a fucking
Fuck me, dude.
retard,
Yeah.
dude.
Ever notice that when I post a video,
Overwhelmingly
the
on
comment
my
section all
side.
agrees
He
with me,
sounds
and
so
they say that you're
smug
a retard?
for knowing so little. It's so frustrating.
Whenever you're talking in a debate, you're moving through topics very quickly. You're talking about things. You make up other random points.
You know, you don't have to. You could just say like, hey, let's just focus on this topic and not move to another topic. You know, it's funny. It's almost like I'm the one that's always saying that. Anyways. How about instead of jumping off to a million other things, let's just focus on this one thing? Maybe? Maybe?
etc. But whenever I have time to make a video, I can really look into and evaluate whether this
There's
is
gonna be
fraudulent
people
or
in
not.
ya.
Mm-hmm.
He can't have these conversations.
Crabbles.
He would fall apart immediately.
Of
I think we
course.
talked about Hillary Clinton like fucking 20 years ago, and he fell
Yes.
apart then, right? This guy's gonna spawn a third and a fourth.
Well, one of my arguments for Hillary Clinton, by the way,
Yeah.
and if you go back to our debate, I said that there was a judge that was part of the ruling against Trump. I remember this vaguely. The ruling against Trump, who was in a racial identity group, and it was called, like, I think it was called the Raza or something like that. It's called basically the race.
La raza.
He was in a racial identity group, and he was a federal judge. And I
Oh,
said that these
no.
people were ruling for things on racial
Oh
reasons.
no.
Part of a racial identity group. I'm pretty sure that the La Raza name had been used by like 50 million different groups.
Yeah.
The one that he ended up being a part of
Was
was
not
some
one of the
group of like
ones.
it was either lawyer or attorney people that do counseling for Hispanic kids in the United States that want to go through like law school or whatever. But okay, Chief.
And they're doing it for political reasons. And Destiny, I think, assumed that, oh wow, this is not, this isn't happening. There's no way that a judge could be biased.
Oh, that's what I said. I said that, right? Or maybe I just said that it takes more to get a federal fucking judge to recuse himself from a fucking court case than just pointing to some organization that he was mentoring in a decade ago. Maybe? Well, I don't know, maybe that's what I said, but I don't know. Maybe I actually said the other thing, that there's no way that a federal judge could ever be biased. Like Judge Eileen Cannon, right? She could never be biased, right?
There's no way a judge could be racist. There's no way
Oh,
this
he's
is
racist now, too.
frauding
Oh.
entirely. It's
Uh-huh.
fraud all the way
This
down.
is just
all
the
of it's
lowest
fraud.
level
The
fucking
courts.
The
shit.
investigations
All
are
of it.
fraudulent.
But not when Trump does it. That's all Kino.
The people that they're investigating are fraudulent. The people that they're cooperating with are fraudulent.
Mhm.
It is fraud all the
Okay.
way down.
Thank you, King.
Twitch account. If we have another conversation, yeah, obviously I would always tell him about this, but he can't. He's way too invested. He's way too dug in. And unfortunately, just like Hassan,
Yes.
he's built out such a false reality for himself that it might
Super
be
audience
psychologically
capture.
harmful for him to have a critical conversation.
This is the
True,
the
true,
false reality
true.
of thinking that GDP is a good indicator for whether the
Oh!
economy, even his own community was against him on this.
GDP is a good indicator on if the economy is getting better, though. But better for who? Better for everybody? Not necessarily. But yeah, GDP is going to track your economy, basically. Yeah. Or how are you defining economy? Are you defining economy as productivity versus wage growth? Because if so, I would probably use real wages for that, or a worker productivity versus wage growth graph for that. Or if you're talking about like, can people afford houses? Well, I'd probably go to a different graph for that, right? GDP measures the gross domestic product of a country. That's all it's for, right? You're doing health at every size, but for econ. It's for the guy that comes out with BMI. You're like, well, BMI doesn't measure everything. True. It's just an approximation. That's it, chief.
With somebody that's read more than one news article in his entire life.
Well,
why does my mic sound like that?
That's the problem that Destiny has, is he keeps reading and he stops thinking.
Oh my God! Oh,
he sounds
no. Oh no!
You know who he
I
sounds
cannot believe he just fucking said that. Holy shit!
It sounds like the guy who would listen to this, but like agree with it unironically.
Before I begin, I've been asked to make an announcement. Whoever parked 14 black bulletproof SUVs out front, could you please move them? They're blocking in 14 other black bulletproof SUVs. And they need to get out. Wow. Wow, what an honor. The White House Correspondents' Dinner. To actually, to sit here at the same table with my hero, George W. Bush. To be this close to the man. I feel like I'm dreaming. Somebody pinch me. You know what? I'm a pretty sound sleeper. That may not be enough. Somebody shoot me in the face. Is he really not here tonight?
Oh, man.
The one guy who could have helped. By the way, before I get started, if
Cheney.
anybody needs anything else at their tables, just speak slowly and clearly into your table numbers. Someone from the NSA will be right over with a cocktail.
Oof.
Mark Smith, ladies and gentlemen of the press corps, Madam First Lady, Mr. President, my name is Stephen Colbert, and tonight it is my privilege to celebrate this president. Because we're not so different, he and I.
This is the Aspengold part.
We both get it. Guys like us, we're not some brainiacs on the nerd patrol. We're not members of the Factinista. We go straight from the gut. Right, sir? That's where the truth lies. Right down here in the gut. Do you know you have more nerve endings in your gut than you have in your head? You can look it up. Now I know some of you are going to say I did look it up, and that's not true. That's because you looked it up in a book.
Oh no!
Next time, look it up in your gut. I did. My gut tells me that's how our nervous system works. Every night on
That's
my
so
show,
funny.
The Colbert Report, I speak straight from the gut, okay? I give people the truth unfiltered by rational argument. I call it the no-fact zone. Fox News, I hold a copyright on that term. I'm a simple man with a simple mind. I hold a simple set of beliefs that I live by. Number one, I believe in America. I believe it exists. My gut tells me I live there. I feel that it extends from the Atlantic to the Pacific. And I strongly believe it has 50 states. And I cannot wait to see how the Washington Post spins that one tomorrow. I believe in democracy. I believe democracy is our greatest export. At least until China figures out a way to stamp it out of plastic for 3 cents a unit. As a matter of fact, Ambassador Zhou Wenjian, welcome. Your great country makes our Happy Meals possible.
Oh my God.
I said it's a celebration. I believe the government that governs best is the government that governs least. And by these standards, we have set up a fabulous government in Iraq.
Oh wow.
I believe in pulling yourself up by your own bootstraps. I believe it is possible. I saw this guy do it once in Cirque du Soleil. It was magical. And though I am a committed Christian, I believe that everyone has the right to their own religion, be you Hindu, Jewish, or Muslim. I believe there are infinite paths to accepting Jesus Christ as your personal savior. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe it's yogurt. But I refuse to believe it's not butter. Most of all, I believe in this president. Now, I know there's some polls out there saying that this man has a 32% approval rating. But guys like us, we don't pay attention to the polls. We know that polls are just a collection of statistics that reflect what people are thinking in reality. And reality has a well-known liberal bias. So, Mr. President, please pay no attention to the people who say the glass is half full. 32% means the glass... Important to set up your jokes properly, sir.
Oh, good one.
Sir, pay no attention to the people who say the glass is half empty. Because 32% means it's 2/3 empty. There's still some liquid in that glass, is my point. But I wouldn't drink it. Last third is usually backwash. Okay. Look, folks, my point is that I don't believe this is a low point in this presidency. I believe it is just a lull before a comeback. I mean, it's like the movie Rocky, all right? The president in this case is Rocky Balboa, and Apollo Creed is everything else in the world. It's the 10th round. He's bloodied. His corner man, Mick, who in this case I guess would be the vice president, he's yelling, "Cut me, Dick, cut me." And every time he falls, everyone says, "Stay down, Rock, stay down." But does he stay down? No. Like Rocky, he gets back up, and in the end, he actually loses in the first movie. Okay, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The point is, it is the heartwarming story of a man who was repeatedly punched in the face. So don't pay attention to the approval ratings that say that 68% of Americans disapprove of the job this man is doing. I ask you this, does that not also logically mean that 68% approve of the job he's not doing? Think about it. I haven't. I stand by this man. I stand by this man because he stands for things. Not only for things, he stands on things. Things like aircraft carriers and rubble and recently flooded city squares. And that sends a strong message that no matter what happens to America, she will always rebound with the most powerfully staged photo ops in the world. Now, there may be an energy crisis. Well, this president has a very forward-thinking energy policy. Why do you think he's down on the ranch cutting that brush all the time? He's trying to create an alternative energy source. By 2008, we will have a mesquite-powered car.
Standing back in class for Bush, inviting someone who doesn't support his... Well, this is how it used to be, man.
Good Joe. Obviously loves his wife.
That's how it used to be.
Calls her his better half. And polls show America agrees. She's a true lady and a wonderful woman. But I just have one beef, ma'am. I'm sorry, but this reading initiative. I'm sorry. I've never been a fan of books. I don't trust them. They're all fact, no heart. I mean, they're elitists telling us what is or isn't true or what did or didn't happen. Who's Britannica to tell me the Panama Canal was built in 1914? If I want to say it was built in 1941, that's my right as an American. What? I'm with the president. Let history decide what did or did not happen. The greatest thing about this man is he's steady. You know where he stands. He believes the same thing Wednesday that he believed on Monday, no matter what happened Tuesday. Events can change. This man's beliefs never will. And
There are ERPers in here?
But
I
is
hear
that so
'em.
far deep the most of you the last crack of hell that I would gladly take pushback?
I
Yeah,
am
we've all been saying that.
To be surrounded by the
We
liberal
all
media
would.
that is destroying America, with the exception of Fox News. Fox News gives you both sides of every story, the president's side and the vice president's side.
Does this thing
But the
need to
rest
like
of you, what are you thinking?
recharge?
Reporting on NSA wiretapping or secret prisons in Eastern Europe? Those things are secret for a very important reason. They're super depressing. And if that's your goal, well, misery accomplished.
Okay, you get the point. If somebody were to try to do that fucking speech in a Trump White House, I'm pretty sure Trump would execute them on the spot.
For real.
Okay, can I zipline onto this? I can do this, right?
You're not wrong, Tiny. You're
No?
not wrong. So many fucking Crabbles, man. Too many fucking Crabbles. Too many of them. There's too many fucking Crabbles. Why are there so many Crabbles?
Okay, let's just be friends. Let's just be friends. I need to throw snowballs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I didn't mean to shoot you. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. No! No! Why would you do that? We had such a good life.
Power's back on. Probably gonna have to fight some big guy.
And I didn't fucking key the...
I don't want to fight any big guy.
Anybody got a defib? Is this guy for real? Yeah, do you need like
Yeah,
scanners or
package.
something? I feel so...
Bye.
Thank you, sir. Oh look, there's a probe over here too.
Man, I wonder if these people ever figure out that they're playing with Destiny.
Fuck, where did that guy go? Okay,
As
hold
almost
on.
the other day,
I'm so-
Senator, you
hold
told
on,
liberals back in 2004 we'd be quoting Ronald Reagan on democracy to Republicans that hysterically have be committed to the psych ward for
Where did the
involuntary
Rocketeer
72-hour
go?
eval. True! It's pretty sad, man.
Bro, this hook shot is
It's
not...
pretty pathetical. What we've
Oh,
come to.
It should be further. I need a 50-meter hook shot.
Pretty sad. It does
Where
say
did the
the name in proximity
Rocketeer
shot.
go?
Yeah, but do you, I mean, like, how many people think it's like Destiny, right?
Also, wait, what is this recharge thing? Does it have to recharge its like battery? Is that what this is? Yes. Oh.
Or just a random black lesbian stripper?
Hey, did you see where the Rocketeer went?
Why did he sound like
Okay,
a
be
cow?
careful.
Why did that guy sound like a fucking cow there for a second? Whoa! Ah!
Does it recharge its
Transfer-
phone while
no.
it's not being selected?
What
It's
up?
Jordan.
What
Hello,
up,
hello?
my guy?
Can you hear?
Kinda.
Hello, hello?
Hello.
Oh, how's that?
Better.
Hello, hello?
Much better.
I throw on this.
Yo, what are you
Oh, it's kind
doing?
of hard to see. We just got done playing some pool. I'm high a little bit, so that's cool.
Nice.
Or, I mean, oh, were you just on kick?
Yeah, I'm live. Where you been? Where you been, fellow streamer? I miss you.
I've just honestly been working, gaming, working out a lot.
Stop that.
True. Fuck my health. Fuck my health. No, I'm just kidding. Man.
Or like
just going through it, man.
Or like, you know, stop streaming so much. Like stream a little bit.
True. I need to get back to streaming too.
Yeah, just a little bit. You don't have to stream for
just
16 fucking hours a day, okay?
I just got real active, but I definitely gotta like get back to it. I am playing Valorant though, so
yeah, I see.
Sorry.
But I never know if you're like there or if you're just like AFK.
I'm almost always AFK.
Yeah, because you're like, it's like you're playing Valorant, but then it says like you're
For
like away
48 hours.
for like
Oh,
48
yeah,
hours,
true.
and I'm like, should I even bother reaching out? He's not sitting there.
Little do you know, I've been playing for 2 days straight, just brain rotting.
Dude,
Holy
yeah.
shit.
I mean, like, it's just been. I need my buddy back. It's been a little slower lately, you know.
Oh yeah.
Like
It feels like
politics
nobody's like super politically minded right now. Maybe it's just the holidays.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to really talk
There's
about
the
it.
holidays, and like during the shutdown, things were slow, and it's taken a while to get back. And then I was gone for 2 weeks in Vegas, so I'm only, you know, and
Nice.
I'm sure me being gone for 2 weeks reverberated through the whole political streaming landscape. You know?
True spectrum. Everyone got messed up from it. It's like if Speed disappeared, all the Zoomers would go elsewhere.
Right,
They get off
exactly.
Twitch.
Exactly. So like, you know, it changed everything. You know, Tiny was like, man, you know, I want to talk politics, but Jordan's not here. Like, how can I?
I'm not gonna have my, you know, people,
Yeah.
you know, feeding my message to the masses.
Exactly. So, you know,
Punditry on punditry, you know how it goes.
Yeah. What's the point without my top #1 orbiter, right?
Yeah. Unnamed, but he's an orbiter. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Shoot.
So, what do you say, man? You gonna start streaming again soon? You gonna go?
I'll get back to it.
But like,
There's gonna
just
be a little
don't
come back.
Yeah, don't do fucking, you know, 16 hours a day. Like, don't go for that. Go for like, you know, do
That
like,
wasn't the problem, but that wasn't the problem before. I genuinely just got like really busy and had to like focus on that stuff.
No, I know, but I'm saying you can like.
I'm a demon. I can stream.
I'm
forever.
still choking on peanuts. That hasn't changed. Like you can, yeah, you can like fit all that shit together. You just don't need to stream for so long, my duderino.
I like the streaming. That wasn't really. I didn't get burnt out from doing that. I got burnt out with, or I had to like make time for the other stuff that
I'm
I
not saying. I'm not
started
saying
doing.
that you were burnt out. I'm just saying like so you actually like have time to do things, you know?
Oh, for sure, yeah. Well, I kind of have to now. I have to really structure it, so
Yeah.
we'll get something figured out.
Well, plus it was killing like your numbers too, you know?
So I never was gonna get. Well, I did have somebody who was definitely like, who I definitely pissed off. That was like rage botting my stream
Wait,
stuff.
what? Oh, was it was it
Yeah.
the Viper?
I don't know. I was in the politics server a lot, even with like
I
not on stream
know.
with you, like when I was doing my own stuff.
Instead of
So I
politics
I
server,
feel like somebody.
we should try like Destiny's server maybe. That's gonna be better discourse.
It's better discourse, but I for the most part agree with everybody on everything. There's
I
nitpicky
know.
stuff, but I don't think any of it's relevant.
That's sort of the problem because like you know my chat is always telling me you should go on Destiny's like thing and I'm like to what, to agree with him on everything?
Right. Or
Yeah.
somebody even like it's hard to genuinely like my biggest parameters. I don't really have much. You just gotta like not support fascism or authoritarianism. That's literally the only bar at this point. I pretty much can find common like genuinely
Yeah.
everyone else to me is like
Same.
normal,
Same.
not crazy people. Or
Same.
and that applies to the communism stuff too. If you're on either side of that, I don't want it.
Yeah.
Everyone
no.
else.
Like,
which
if
all
you're-
just turns
if
out to be
you're-
like
if
10 or
you're
11 people that I.
Yeah, if you're a tanky or a Nazi, like, genuinely, please, like, with everything within myself, if you're a tanky or a Nazi, please fuck yourself super hard with the steaming hottest iron poker you can possibly find. But other than that,
100%.
we're good, you know?
100%. It's like having a.
With a cactus, yeah.
I don't know. It's like having an argument with somebody where you both. It's just like it's such a huge fundamental like core thing that it's like we shouldn't have to we shouldn't be debating 2 + 2 here. Where there is like a divide going. There is like a break somewhere where like.
Well,
What is
yeah,
it? The very like
not only
lowest
that,
level rounding
like,
your shit.
It's
off.
20. I mean, I guess I should say it's almost 2026. Like, hey, I should not be scared about fucking fascism in 2026. Like, fuck off.
No, shouldn't.
As a Jewish
No, you should
person,
never ever be thinking about that. Yeah.
As a Jewish person, I shouldn't have to be fucking scared of everybody on every side all the time, which I am now, which fucking sucks.
I get 2 double cheeseburgers.
I was actually having a conversation with a buddy of mine. We kind of come to the conclusion why everybody, like Jews,
Wait, can
uniquely.
you really quick? Can you get me some nuggets, bro?
Me?
He said, "Order me some nuggets, my dog."
We were talking about how like uniquely hated across time and history and everywhere across the world that like Jews are just like hated, like uniquely hated.
Hate us 'cause
Me
they
and my
hate
buddy
us.
came to the conclusion. We came to the conclusion it's because y'all killed Jesus. That's what it was. That's who it was. That's who. That. Even though, I mean, what about the Roman Catholics that controlled that whole area? Would have been in charge of all of
Hang on.
Jews get pinned for everything, man.
Hang on.
I think it has to do with that.
The Romans killed fucking Jesus, bro. This is
I know
a
they did, but
made-up
people
story.
people legitimately think Jews killed Jesus.
Oh, you're saying because that's why is because they believe the
Yeah,
thing that
because
Oh.
everyone believes you guys killed Jesus. That's why they fucking hate you, I guess. Well,
It
that
does
explains
too-
all the
It also does,
Christians
it
and
goes
Muslims.
back. It does go back even further than that. Like we were
Well, yeah.
persecuted by the Babylonians too. There wasn't any fucking Christianity then.
Because you guys had divide on stuff, I guess. I don't know.
Because
Weren't
we
they
were
like pagans?
monotheistic, yeah. And monotheism was like new, you know. Bro, it's like everybody. There's one thing where it's like, yeah, okay, way in the beginning it's because we were monotheistic. Then it was like we don't proselytize.
You killed God. Oh, that too.
We killed God, but then we don't proselytize, which is us being like, yo, you don't want to be Jewish. Fucking trust me, right? Like, you don't
Yeah,
want to be
yeah.
fucking Jewish. It sucks, but they see it as, oh, you don't want us in your club. And we're like, that's not what it is at all, dog. Like, it's
Yeah.
literally not that. And there's just so many different things, man. There's so many different things. There's like, we could go on the list of how many fucking different things it is. But at the end of the day, I just want to.
You guys did kill God.
We did that,
Sorry.
but you know, I'm
Obvious.
just like, I'm at the point now where I would love to just Minecraft a few Nazis. You know, that would just be really. That would.
Minecraft? You mean build a? You mean give them some rope and tell them to build a bridge or something?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, something along those lines. Like, you know.
I'm all about rope. I'm all about rope.
Yeah,
I think it's
like
good.
like give them like a glue gun and tell them to construct some furniture, something like that.
That's awesome.
The Persians, Daniel says, the Persians were slightly better to live under than came the Greeks when it went downhill than the Romans. Yeah, the Greeks. But at least we have Hanukkah. We got that out of the Greeks. Cinderella, it's about to be 2026 on the East Coast in less than 15 minutes. That's right, it's about 12 minutes. Or about 11 minutes, actually. Oh, shit.
Jeez. I'm a 1048 right now kind of guy.
Yeah, 10:48. We're still 8:48 over y'all.
Holy shysta. Have fun being in 2025, loser.
Daniel said, may they Michael Jackson moonwalk wearing a hemp necktie. This should be a theme now, like all of the creative ways we can say that.
All the creative ways.
We can have a lot of fun with that.
Oh god.
Do you see my new robe?
Oh, it's your stuff.
We've got my logo. We've got, well, this is Monty. This was my old dog. And then more Monty. And then we've got me and Mika.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So Aurora got me this for my birthday. So I wear this
Nice.
now.
It looks pretty good. I like
Right?
it.
I love it. I fucking love it. Oh, and check this out. I got a new mouse pad. I have to be careful though, because when I jiggle it,
Ooh.
it disconnects my fucking internet. Okay.
Oh.
But because it's right next to like the stream laptop. Check this guy out.
Ooh, the LED RGB. Looks good.
Look at that.
It looks pretty good. I like it.
Mouse pad, yeah. So that's
Yeah.
cool. Now I gotta very gingerly place this back so it doesn't interrupt my stream. Perfect. Okay. What else we got? That's
Nice.
new? Oh, a second pair of headphones for when I have an IRL guest now. Which is
Nice, nice. Got a whole
I think those are the new.
Yeah, we gotta come fly out, buddy. We gotta
New
come
updates.
check it out. I gotta come check it out.
Come out, bro. That would be fucking awesome. Are you kidding me? And then we can go out on the boat too. That'll be fun.
Heck yeah. Cali's definitely on the list.
Daniel says.
Yeah,
he
where are
likes,
you at?
Marina Del Rey. That's west side of Los Angeles.
Okay.
It's like one of the
Nice.
bougie, it's one of the bougie LA spots. Daniel says do not come. Hang on. Let me play it. Let me play it.
I'm gonna come.
There it is. Were you able to hear the soundboard on the mobile?
I was not, but I can pull your stream.
That's so annoying. Mobile doesn't do the soundboard. Anyway, it was Trump going, "I'm gonna come."
Oh, I'm gonna come.
I'm gonna come.
I'm gonna come.
And then, dude,
I really will.
I will. I'll do it. And then Kamala's like, "Do not come." And then Bernie's like, "We
Do not
all
come."
need to come together."
Oh, with the Bernie.
And then
Oh,
Cinderelli
oh,
and
Jesus.
Gringo were saying they want to play Ark Raiders. If you want to jump on that with us, dude, we can. Oh no!
Oh
wait!
my gosh, I was actually looking for a group. I've never played it.
I'm super down. I haven't played it either. But Cinderelli tells me, you know what the max for a group is? 3!
What?
What kind of fucking backwards ass shit is that?
That's so terrible. You know how hard it is when there's a good game that requires quads? Where
Yeah.
you get 4 people? Even that's sometimes annoying. 4 sometimes isn't enough. 3?
3.
Breaking the meta, man.
Cinderelli's playing right now. Llama is he's not home right now. He's driving around. I don't think he's trying to jump on, but he's just saying what's up.
Yeah, no.
Plus, it's
Heck
almost
yeah,
New
everybody.
Year's. I think he's probably doing New Year's stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, sure am.
We're doing
Yeah.
New Year's stuff. 2026 gonna be the year of Donald J. Trump.
It was so good. It was so good. She was saying you had a good impression.
It's gonna be huge. So huge. You can tell I've been working on it even more.
I can tell you've gotten better at it. Yeah, it's significantly better. So bad. Well, I suppose, buddy, we'll see you in 2026.
Yeah.
We'll be here soon.
sir.
I think I'm going to make my comeback with a 225 bench as my big lifting thing I'm pushing for
That's cool,
right now.
bro. I could probably lift 150. I don't even know. Maybe 150.
You could probably do that.
Yeah, that I feel
You're tall, right?
Nah, dude. I'm Jewish. What do you mean?
Are you short like me? Wait, how tall are you?
Well, I don't know how short you are. If you're super short, I'm probably not short like you.
I'm short. I'm Mexican.
Oh, I'm 5'9".
I'm like short.
I'm 5'9".
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm 5'9". Yeah.
Fucking liar.
It says it on my license. I'm 5'9".
No, it doesn't.
It does.
He's 5'7".
She's just the tap.
Wait.
No.
Wait. Tell me you guys.
She's lying to you.
Wait, please tell me you guys have seen that song. I am 5'7".
No.
No? Oh, okay, I need you to watch this. I need you to watch my stream for a second, dude. I need you. You're gonna laugh your fucking ass off. Hang on.
Alright, give me a second. Oh, it's loading.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, here we go. Here we go. This is one of the greatest works of music I think has ever been produced. At least one of them, right? Okay, watch this shit and just enjoy.
This is a song about Joseph. I'm never gonna tell my wife how tall I am because she doesn't know. So I am 5'7", but my wife thinks I'm 5'9". That's right. I lie about my height all the time, and she believe me because I ain't always sitting. But I think she will leave me if she knew I was itty bitty. I don't want pity, just please, please don't offer me with my wife. She like me, I'm real high. She doesn't know the mathematics, 'cause sometimes you get dramatic. So
I'm gonna kill myself in Minecraft. God damn it. She's not gonna know.
I love he does it in the Mexican accent too. It's so funny.
Yes. That's good. That's good. All right, buddy. I appreciate it.
I just, when I heard the 5'7" and the 5'9", I was like, okay, I gotta play this fucking song now.
Had to get my ass.
Don't worry, I'm 5'8.5". I round up.
He's 5'6"
No.
3/4.
I'm not 5'6" 3/4. She's lying. This is actual defamation per se.
Just to be
No, I'm actually like 5'7".
Anybody who like,
I'm like 5'7", 67
has a
inches.
problem with
That's
being
always what I get measured.
being 5'6" to 5'7", I always say this: Lionel Messi is 5'6.5".
Hey, I've never been insecure about my height. I have a huge penis. Why would I? No, I'm just kidding. It's two centimeters.
It's really big. Okay, it's one of the biggest ones you've ever
I
seen.
promise. My penis goes to another school.
It's not like an acorn. Hey, Mika, did you hurt your foot? Why are you holding your
Anyways, buddy, I'm gonna let you go. We're just pulling up.
All right,
So-
my dude. Yeah, fucking get back on streaming. I want to do some fun shit together.
I got you.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
All right, bro.
Well, everybody stream. You have a great end of your 2025. And see y'all next year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody.
Goodbye, goodbye.
Peace. That was fun. Good to see Llama. You so big, it seems I am 5'7". But my wife thinks I'm 5'9". I am 5'7". Mika, what's wrong, baby? You okay? She hurt her foot. Let me see your foot. Baby. What did you do? How did you hurt your foot? I need to look at it, babes. I know. Poor girl. Poor baby. Hi. Can you guys see her? She's got her little front right foot. She's holding it up. Baby. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh. Let me see. Let me see it, babes. Poor girl. I just sent her a message today. That's so funny. Like a little while ago, so she wouldn't have had time to respond. But I was like, hey, we miss you. How you doing? We hope you come back around sometime. I am 5'7", but my wife thinks I'm 5'9". I am 5'7". Saw Scarecrow a few weeks back in Tiny China say he had stepped back from politics for a bit for his mental health. Was hoping to get more active again soon. He can just come and hang out and observe. Like, he doesn't have to get involved in the politics discussion. He can just come and hang out. Yeah, I mean, it's just like we've had less and less people watching because everybody's getting burnt out on politics right now. Sucks. Like, I get it. Like, I get it. Hey, Happy New Year on the East Coast! Happy New Year on the East Coast!
To be fair.
Well, to be fair.
Alright. I think I'm calling it for tonight. I think I'm gonna call it there. I'm gonna go enjoy some time with my dog. Like a dog! Come on, poor baby. Can you come and say Happy New Year to everybody, babes? Come here. Why don't you come and say Happy New Year to the people, okay? Come here. Say Happy New Year. Say Happy New Year. Say Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Give me like a full bark. Happy New Year. That's okay. You could do that. Good girl. Let's get those super Mikas in chat, guys. My poor girl hurt her foot. Oh, baby. I don't like seeing you hold your foot up like that. I don't like it. That makes me sad. I don't know what you did, but I don't like that. Mika, come here. Come here. Let's say a nice goodbye to everybody. Come on up. Come here. Yes. Here she is. My girl. You okay there, baby? Go ahead. She couldn't figure out how to get up. Good girl. All right. Good night, everybody. Everybody have a beautiful time. I will see you guys on Friday. Okay. Bye-bye. Happy New Year.